What's going on? Going on? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, good people. Hello, good people. Hello, good people. Hello, good people. What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Just waiting for people to come in the chat. Usually every so often, well, what I'm saying, depending on how I feel, um, I do a little rant. Um, there's been some things going on. This weekend is a jam-packed weekend. We just got a federal holiday, Juneteenth. Um, there's some thoughts I want to talk about that for a little bit. But the recognition and the celebration of that holiday is very significant. We also have Father's Day that's happening this weekend. Um, I mean, I put June 19th down because it is June 19th for me. Currently, where I'm at is 3 o'clock in the morning. But I would like to, said just touch on a few things. Far as why people are enjoying their holiday, um, and they're enjoying, literally, people are enjoying their holiday. People are enjoying their holidays, and they're literally enjoying their weekend, or going into the holiday weekend. For federal workers, they got the day off. I think a lot of companies are observing this holiday, and for rightfully so, it's a lot of history. But I did notice that there was a sweeping um, ap- approval of it. Now there was like 14, Congress people that did not approve of the holiday. They voted against it. And they stated their reasons why. What I'm saying. And I was talking to one of the brethren, and we was having this conversation in the back chats, and he was talking about how federal holidays actually really help corporations because for they incentivize corporations to close down or to give their employees days off during the federal holidays, by giving them tax breaks or funding and stuff like that, right? And in this economy, you got July 1st coming around, 4th of July coming around the corner. The economy is at a crawl because of obvious reasons, pandemic and so forth. Juneteenth comes, and usually you observe Juneteenth on a federal holiday on that following Monday. Um, but to nonetheless, there was something out of the deal. But I think black people will want something else, other than just this, right? Now, this is a great cause for reparations. And what I mean is, this is a great cause for reparations, is that what this will do with what I'm saying, is that they're recognizing that if you gave a federal holiday on something, there needs to be some type of reparations, right? Civil Rights Act was signed and stuff like that, but we should not just be happy with a holiday, um, with our name set. Well, with just a federal holiday with that, right? And then it also comes down to states' rights, right? Because for how long did states decided that it was, whether they was going to observe it or not, you know? And that was Martin Luther King birthday. So I'm glad. Good afternoon, Shar. Um, I'm glad that we got something, but it was kind of more of a consolation prize. I think most black people would agree that George Floyd acts, we would have want that first before the Juneteenth holiday. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Sean, man? What's going on? Yo, happy Father's Day to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, man, I don't know if you're busy, bro, or whatever. I don't know if you're busy, bro. I'm just doing a rant real quick. Um, like I said, I don't know if you're busy, fam, but if you want to come up, because I know uh, we want, what I'm saying, we ain't chop it up in a minute. If you want to come up, bro, there's the link. I pinned it to the thing. If you got time, because I know, what I'm saying, because I wanted to talk about that too. But get your words on this, this Juneteenth thing. What I'm saying, you being a father, and so forth. Yeah, what I'm saying. L Nixon, man, if you want to come up, bro, what I'm saying. If you got time, I know if your brother's busy because I don't usually stream at this time. But I was supposed to do the stream yesterday, but I was on Bob Cherry's panel. Interesting conversation, to say the least. What I'm saying? A very interesting conversation to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the link's right there, bro. In the chat, Sean. I put it. I pasted to the chat. Hold on, let me pull you up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anybody welcome to hit the link, come up. What's up, Sean? What's going on, fam?
Shit, nothing, man. Happy Juneteenth.
Man, happy Juneteenth and Father's Day
Yeah,
Eve or pre-Father's Day.
uh, that's dope, man. Because now Father's Day actually has some time off to it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. See, you know what I mean? I look at the silver lining, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mother's Day ain't got no time off. You feel me?
Nah,
See,
you know what I'm
see.
saying?
So we get a pair of socks or a tie and some time off. There we go.
But I think Father's Day was originally supposed. I think the tradition of Father's Day. I think it was in England or something. If I let me look this up. If I want to
Mm.
be correct, is actually it was like March.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it started in Europe.
Yeah, it started in Europe. Like yeah,
Hmm.
Father's
And
Day.
they take
Yeah,
it serious
Father's
over here,
Day.
man. Father's Day is everything shut down on Father's Day over here.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
holiday,
So
holiday. You know, yeah.
Father's Day is honoring fatherhood and parental bonds, as well as influence of fathers in society. Catholic centuries of Europe. Oh my
Father,
bad, Catholic countries of Europe. My bad. It
father.
has been celebrated on 19th of March as Saint Joseph's Day since the Middle Ages. Yeah,
Yeah, father, may I, father? You know, no, that kind of shit. In Europe,
yeah,
father, may I?
yeah. You know the funny, is it was it celebrated on the Sunday of June for the
Mm,
first time in 1910. So America did not celebrate
nope.
Father's Day until the 1910.
America's history with holidays is off the hook, man. There was a time when two times in American history, where Christmas was um restricted. You
Yeah,
know, I think it was in Boston. The Puritans did it one time they considered Christmas what it really is, a pagan holiday, and they you know what I'm saying, they banned it. You know, but then that changed over time, and I forgot it happened another time in history, in American history. So even Christmas, there's a lot of history with different types of holidays, and some of them are still observed, but they're not federal holidays.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some of them not reserved, like is,
Yeah.
but America,
As as those Europeans were settling in the country, they were settling in. They didn't take nothing. They were settling in. As they were settling in from different parts of Europe, they were celebrating different shit. Yeah,
is selling this
they
shit,
were just settling in. Yeah.
You know, because because I looked this up, right? I wanted to look this up. Well, you know what? I was told I was corrected today on someone's panel because when I said the word research, it was told to me because I think I know too much, right? And I talk as if I'm teaching people.
Who told you that?
Some people. I was on a panel
Oh, this on the
yesterday.
panel. Somebody said that to you.
Yeah. See, well, yeah, it was they
I
finally.
just come from a nigga that don't want to learn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said
You know
it.
what I'm saying. Yeah. It.
Yeah.
And it.
I mean, when you get over a certain age, you're supposed to be teaching.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So yeah, I
Yeah, it's
like
not
I
like you
said,
20 years old. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm about to be 40 in 3 months. I got
Exactly, man. I
grandkids,
think you of
so
age to be
yeah.
talking any some kind of way. I mean, like when do we stop being adults, man? You know what I mean? Like when we start, you know, like I mean, what age are we adults? And
You know what?
do we do adult shit? You know what I
It
mean?
was a and just to give you reference to what I was talking about, Sean, right? We were talking about at the time, the conversation was broaching on black people, you know, uh, these people own everything, right? Like, what I'm saying? It was talking about entertainment, right? And I was saying everything that happened in entertainment, and I was talking about on the business side, is actually the forerunners of that were black people. I said Ray Charles was the first artist to own his own royalties.
Yeah.
He fought for that, right?
And
And
no one
then
did what Michael did neither before
yeah,
he did.
before he did it, I said, and James Brown broke the barrier, breaking up how an artist. He was actually the first indie artist, if you think about it,
Hmm.
because that you couldn't be successful. You had to be picked up by a label and all of that.
Yeah.
And you know what they told me? They was
That's
like,
right. You know
"Yo,
what? Back to Ray Charles. Ray Charles had that. You're right. That deal he had with Atlantic. No one ever
yeah,
had that in history. Yeah.
no one had any history." So when I said that, and I was trying to point out that black people have always broke barriers,
Yeah.
even in business and whatever. I was trying to get to a point that it, let's not say that the system how it is now is off the backs of black people. We showed them every system that works in civilization. Black people have had a hand in it, and basically shows you how to do it the right way, right?
Yeah.
With nothing. That's what I was trying to get at. And basically, I was told,
You got big
right?
balls too, by the way. Look at it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, said that too. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
The
I
nerve,
was,
yeah.
yeah, the nerve, right? And I was
These
told
Negroes.
these Negro, I was told this, Sean. I was actually told this, right?
Mhm.
Why are you saying something that we already know? And I was like, oh, I didn't. If you know that, that's fine. But I'm talking to the audience, right? That if they didn't know, but everybody saw the movie. But I said I researched this before the movie came out, right?
What movie?
The Ray movie, the Ray Charles movie, and I
Oh,
was
got you,
saying,
got you, got you.
and I was saying to myself, but that was only in that 2 hour movie or almost 3 hour movie. That was only 5 minutes. Most of the movie was about him being a drug addict.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and but if you knew
Or
this, then
pumping for rent. Yeah.
pump it for
Like,
rent.
yeah, like,
Yeah, Jamie Leg, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But here's my thing. But if you knew that already, then why did you make the statement that you made
Right.
about black people? The white people own everything or whatever, whatever, and and not instilling that greatness that we have in ourselves, and not more of the we understand what the system is, but
Hmm.
kind of getting more of the let's stop feeling sorry for ourselves so much. Let's fight back. You know what I mean? You can't motivate people by just telling them shit is just bad everywhere, right? But what I was basically saying, Sean, is when I was told that, and then I was told that I needed to say instead of I research like I'm teaching, what I found out was, or what this I said, but that's the same thing as I'm saying I researched something. So basically, you just got a problem with me, and you feel as though that I
Yeah,
feel
that's what it
that
was. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, okay, I know what
So,
it is. So my response is, since we gonna be I'm quote unquote in the nigga shit. Okay, so you want me to lie to you to make you feel better about how you feel, even though I didn't mean no disrespecting. I wasn't disrespectful, but you feel a certain way. So you know what? I don't give a fuck. And that triggered everybody. I
right.
don't give a fuck. Right. And then we came to a concession. And then I said, look, you know what? If y'all now you're saying that's how you feel. So guess what I'm gonna say? Right. I said, okay, if now you're being truthful with me and telling you how you feel and you feel offended, my bad. I don't
Oh
need to.
man, you let me down, man.
No, 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 no.
I thought you said fuck your feelings. Go ahead,
No,
man.
no, no, no. But
That's what
but
you should have
Sean,
said.
but Sean, you know what I said to him? Now
Yeah,
you know me. You know what I'm saying. You know how I
yeah.
talk. So I said this, and I meant it, and I said, you know what? You're right. You know what I'm saying? I said you're right, and certain things don't need to be explained. So Guess what? I forgot who I was talking to. Now that triggered everybody again,
Damn.
right? Right?
Hmm.
Now, Sean, when I immediately said to you that they said what they said, you said it was a nigga moment, right? And you know what I said? I said y'all upset, y'all angry, but let me explain something to you. How many of y'all talk to different races of people on a daily basis? So I have to explain certain things because they won't get certain things when we having conversation. And even if they did know it, with different cultures, they like, okay, you know what? I knew that. Oh, when did you? Oh, I didn't know. When did you find out? Well, I found out here. Oh, really? Oh, this is how I found out. Where did you get it from? Oh, I found out. That's the differences of extent. But with us, it's a whole different ball game. Not all black people, but it's a loud minority do that. You know what I mean? But we do it with each other where we say, bro, you ain't got to say, you ain't got to explain. Oh, you know what? My bad. You know what I mean?
Man, why
Because
can't people just say what they're going to say and let's be at that? Who cares
yeah,
who's what? If that's what
because
they want to say, it's what they want to say. It's kind of like just a minute ago you were laying out, the stuff with Ray Charles, right? Then I
yeah,
snap back at you and say, "Yeah, I already knew that. Why you telling me something I already know?"
yeah.
That's got nothing to do with the conversation. That's about something else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's about something else, And speaking of that, L Nixon had made a good point
yeah,
in the chat room. Man, I'm glad you put it on the screen. With
mhm,
Sam Cooke. There's actually a good documentary on Netflix called "The Two Killings of Sam Cooke." You should watch it if you ain't watched it yet.
yeah. I
And
need to check that
they
out. Yeah,
allude to maybe that's because of the way he was moving is what got him killed. But in my opinion, also the
mhm,
situation with Sam Cooke, you could draw a line straight through to now with these 360 deals.
yep,
Um, you know, the hustling people out of it, with these contracts and what I mean, and just taking people's, catalogs. I mean, you talking about Michael Jackson, Prince, all of them dead,
all of that.
and then everything, that they had is now in white hands.
Yeah,
Pac,
devaluing it so they
Pox,
can
what I mean?
buy it.
Yeah, and even Pac stuff is
Yeah,
now in white hands. You know what I mean? So, you
because
know,
did you know? You know, Sean? Did well, I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle had a lot of Pac stuff.
mhm. Well,
Like
actually, a lot of it was still under death row, but because of the fall of that idiot, Suge,
yep,
the white boys having their way with everything, all that shit.
yeah.
So,
Nipsey had a lot of. I got a couple of his early mixtapes before Nipsey Hussle popped off because he used to come over here a lot. He used to come over Japan a lot in the early 2000s, like 2000 before the 2000s. He started coming over here 2006. And he stopped coming over when he really popped off around. He started really popping off like 12 national in the
mhm,
states, right? Um and I got a lot of his mixtapes with a lot of unreleased stuff that he did. I think he did with Pac, or he was in there, I guess, with his OG that was working with Pac. So a lot of stuff that his mom allowed him to have, because you know what I'm saying, because that line of respect, I guess. So he released a lot of things, and that's what really got Nipsey to pop because he had a lot of unreleased work of Pac, and that's what really got him to pop. So his death, you know what I'm saying, was not a surprise to me
mhm,
at all. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like just to go to your point of Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, that devalues your uh, what you have, right? The catalog, right? If they say that you died of a drug overdose, now your catalog drops down because you got a drug addiction, right? So they
yeah,
can buy it on pennies on the dollar, right? Instead of its worth. Like that whole Netflix documentary, Surviving Neverland. I mean, not
mhm.
Netflix. I think it was HBO or whatever, right? And I know you saw this.
I didn't watch that shit. I couldn't.
No, I
I
didn't
had no,
watch it.
I had no interest in watching that. I saw the clips, and I was disgusted, and the fact that Oprah and them was involved in that.
Of
Man,
course.
I mean, I want to put a car bomb in her car. You know, fucking bitch. Just sellouts, man. You know,
Now you do remember when Mike was going through that. I think it was the first trial. And then Oprah did the interview with him and said
yeah,
she had his back, and then
yeah.
all of. do you know the Jacksons actually, the state actually won a judgment for them slandering his name to drop the property value of when they were selling off certain things of the estate and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they do. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
this is a thug game. I honestly believe, man, like the music industry is probably one of the most deadly industries, man, because a lot of people end up dead in the industry. And I think they purposely, at minimum, I know they put people around you to keep you high on drugs. I know that, because if you high on drugs, you ain't. They can just do what they want to do with you. That goes back to, the day of the Rat Pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So they give you a girl, give him some candy. That's what they used to call it, right? You know, and make sure he's having a good time.
yeah,
And they keep doing it because they handling the business of it, and then now because of what media is now with licensing. So it was bad before commercials. Now imagine with the commercial age now. You see how they using prints and stuff. They using this shit to sell detergent. So
yeah,
I mean, this is a lot of money. I mean, there's a lot of money involved, and this is residual money. And hey man, it's a deadly game. So I'm not mad when I see a Barry Gordy sell. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to end
mhm,
up. He don't want to end up, lifeless in the bathtub. He don't want to go out that way. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It just, Prince mysteriously dying in the elevator. Like, I mean, this is crazy. Every time, you know, we got a giant out there, with the exception of Marvin Gaye, because we know what happened with his father. But
yeah,
with the exception of him, it's everybody who was a giant and kind of owned their stuff or owned their stuff outright. They end up dead. What? Name me one.
yeah. Hmm.
Name me one.
You know what? I
That's
can't.
alive. That hasn't been
Oh,
destroyed in
she
some
brought
kind
up
of
the
way.
Lil Wayne thing. Like, remember Lil Wayne all of a sudden get caught with guns on his plane, and he had to sell off. You see him selling off his
Yeah,
catalog
yeah.
to stay
They
out of
they
jail.
drain you. Look what happened to Rick Ross. They try to take his house over
Yeah,
a altercation in the crib.
yeah,
They pulled all kinds of laws and try to take that man's house. The
yeah,
judge down there, and I mean, he had to pay M's to get them people off his back. He had to play them Georgia boys, them good old boys off. This
yeah,
is thuggery, man. So like a lot of these conversations we have in this space, DeAndre, it's like talking to children
yeah,
almost, because we could talk about how delusional black women are, but a lot of black
mhm,
men are delusional too. They forget where they are. It's kind of like
yeah,
when we had that conversation about dudes running around the world who want to it's sex touring. They can call it saving themselves. They can call it whatever they want to call it. Sex touring, passport, whatever you want to call it. It's sex touring, and they forget their place in the world. All right, they forget
yeah,
their fucking place in the world. They think they're white men. You didn't conquer DR. You know what I'm saying? You getting the scraps. This is serious business, man. What's
yeah,
happened to these people around the world was serious business. It was warfare, and it's still continued economic warfare, and and it's being perpetuated by the paid oligarchs that are being paid to be in power. You know what I mean? Like in Haiti, we those are puppet governments.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So things are going to be the way they're going to be for who? So for them white boys from all over the world to come and do what they want to do with the poor women of the world, you just
yeah,
lucky to be there. So if something goes bad, who's going to have your back? No one got you. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to help you if you get robbed in Brazil, or what I'm saying. You forget your place in the world. Now, my
mhm.
point I'm trying to make is back to the music thing. We're dealing with thuggery. It's gangsterism. That's the world you in, Craig. The whole world, Craig, is thuggery. It's
Yeah,
gangsterism. I know you put these white people on the plateau. I get it. I know you put Asians on the plateau and they culture. I get it. I get it. You put all these people on a pedestal. I get it. But at the end of the day, they're all gangsters. The
they are
Russian
good.
mob is tied to the Kremlin. The
Mhm.
triads are tied to the what's that place called in China where the Chinese
Uh,
government's at?
I forgot.
What's the
Damn.
name of their goddamn house?
Yeah,
Anyway, they
that,
tied to the
yeah,
Chinese government. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Beijing. Yeah, Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Yakuza's in the Japanese government have an understanding. All
yeah.
right. And a matter of fact, there was a show called The Man in the High Castle. Even in a fake world, when Japan was leaving the West Coast and they was leaving it because they were tired of dealing with with the incursions and insurrections and stuff, and they had other wars going on in the world. This is in the
Mhm.
alternate universe when the Axis power was won World War II, right?
Right.
So they got America split in half, and the Japanese have the West Coast, and the
The
Nazis
Germans
have
had the
pretty
East
much
Coast.
everything from Colorado over to New York.
Yeah.
And so as they're leaving, but guess who's staying behind? The Yakuza. And guess who becomes part of one of the Yakuza? Somebody from the government comes down. You know what I mean? They understand there's an understanding. If you
Yeah.
want things to work right at the docks, if you want things to work right at the factory, you want things to work right in sanitation, you see what I'm saying? You're going to have to deal with them gangsters.
Yeah, to get stuff done, man. Like,
It's just the way it is, man. So that's the world you live in, no matter what culture you from, Craig.
mhm.
You know what I mean? That's why I call these niggas now Craig.
Craig,
Yeah,
you
these
know,
all they all Craig.
now I saw something interesting, and Sean, I started to make, I was going to make an announcement. Oh, our esteemed brother Cerulean's here. What's going
Oh
on? We
shit,
got the
Saru in the
family
house.
together. What's going on?
Saru.
Greetings, esteemed brethren. Am I coming in all right?
You
You
little
coming in
low.
low, man. You sound like you in the trunk. You all right?
Uh,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
get the
little.
it
strap,
might
man.
be
Like my
this.
man 57 grab the strap.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
it
was.
might be the noise cancellation. Uh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
Oh, you
sound
talking
how's
about
that?
yeah, you might I don't know if you on a computer. I think you can go in there in the settings little
I
thing
was
and
about to
turn
look
it
at that. I
off.
think you can go in the settings and turn your mic up.
Yeah, you can turn echo cancellation off. uh they got the
All right,
automatic.
how's that?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. I usually turn the automatic mic adjustment off.
Mm,
Yeah, I usually turn that off because Discord is
mm.
doing, I mean, not Discord.
You sound like he walking down the street and somebody got something against his rib right now.
Yeah, I know, right? It was it. Yeah, you might want to turn that automatic adjustment, that mic adjustment off, and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah.
raise it up a little bit in the stream yards. Um, you know what? I found something interesting. I mean, just to uh, move this forward. I found an article today that was interesting, right? In this article, what I mean, and just to let y'all know, me and Cerulean already know what I, was talking about. I ain't never say this to you, Sean. We ain't talked in a bit. But we will be changing the content. I'm letting y'all know what it is. Because the people have told me since I needed to listen, and we dealing with the people since people feel as though that I am talking down to them. Um, I'm not going to talk about black people shit in America. Now I'll talk about black people shit outside of America because I'm not in America, right? And that's what. And I think Sean Cerulean, we know what it really is. We know what that underlying word is,
Mhm.
right? You ain't living here, so you ain't going through shit. Like I wasn't there, but I get it. So I'll let y'all talk about it, but then y'all talk about everything else but black people
But hold
shit
up,
in
they
society.
okay when Fox News and white boys talk about black people though. They okay with that.
Hey man, we wanted about Kevin Samuels and we wanted about
Well,
pussy all day. So it's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm
I
not
mean,
tripping.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
they kind of lose. I'd say their false moral high ground
Mm-hmm.
um, when you let a white dude from another sector come on your panel, call you all stupid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. What's
And
going
then
on, L
and
Nixon?
then and
Yo,
then
I believe
you're proving what he's saying by yes, the boss. We
Yeah,
should,
by
you're
just
right.
allowing it, you proving it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
black folks do got an IQ. Hey,
yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to focus
Shit
on
crazy.
talking about the dominant society doing stupid stuff. Like everybody else that was put on a high pedestal, I'm going to just focus on them, right? That's what I'm gonna just talk about because I'm around them most of the time. Since y'all ain't around
what
them and y'all only talk about,
Oh, your channel
I
gonna
mean,
pop
both.
then.
Oh yeah, that's what
man.
I'm gonna do.
what you mean like Marjorie Taylor Greene and being subverted by some QAnon conspiracy theorists about fucking Jewish space lasers,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
crazy.
and then the fact that they still let this kooky bitch uh, keep her seat,
Yeah,
like
Yo, bro, listen.
and after.
Oh, what's
And
going on
it's so
next?
interesting. Any other country, I know why you keep hearing the narrative that America is the greatest country on the planet. Because where else can you mount an attempted coup, right? And then have your constituent representatives or the House or Senate Republicans block the investigation into said attempted coup.
Mm.
And those Senate Republicans who blocked the motion to go ahead with the investigation, not be investigated.
Mm.
Sound
Mm-hmm.
like Russia to me. You
Now,
must be talking about Russia, right?
No, we're talking about America.
No, you must be talking about Burma, man. You ain't talking about no America, man. You talking crazy.
Uh,
oh,
no,
what's up,
actually, that
elders?
would never.
Oh, my bad.
Agreed,
Actually, I take that
Nixon.
back. You're right. That wouldn't happen in Miramar. The military just take over shit.
Yeah, they kick in
They
the
end all
door.
that
debates
would never.
quickly.
That would
What's,
never happen in a place like Burma
Yeah, you're right.
or China, or Russia.
All right,
I
bad
mean,
example.
or you forget Tiananmen Square or the
Hong
old
Kong?
Leningrad incident.
Yo,
Yeah,
you,
Hey,
Hong Kong. Yeah.
Hong Kong. What's up, L Nixon? What's up, man? Welcome to the panel, man. What's going on? How you doing?
What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Hey, we doing great, man. I just I was I saw what you said earlier, man. Saying no disrespect to any content creators because the person, the channel holder, I always got love for the channel holder because she's fair and concise. But when certain when the channel holder, when the parents away, the children act a fool. So,
Man, listen,
you know what I'm
got
saying?
listen. You ain't got to speak no names. I'll say it like this. I caught a little bit of the conversation, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, the ignorance. Right? I joined the conversation where somebody was talking about how how Africans always look down upon Americans, or whatever. Now, mind you, I know a
Mm,
lot of African people, right? So
mm,
I'm like, that's programming and all that type of stuff. It
mm,
happens in over there and over here. I said, do y'all remember when we were young? We used to call Africans African booty scratchers and all that. Like,
mm.
do you not remember how uncomfortable it was for them when they came here? You can hear Michael
Well,
Blackson talk about it all the time. So it's,
well,
it's
you
you
gotta
can't
see.
judge both sides because
Mhm.
if you look on TV, we have perceptions like in my company, I work with a lot of Indians. We have all type of perceptions. Like, when they have the phone scams, the IRS scams, you'll get all type of you'll get
Yeah.
all type
But see, but
perceptions about people.
I would actually
And
challenge you on that. I would actually challenge you on that. The reason why is
what's up?
that you can judge it from both sides. For the simple fact is that those Nigerians over there, they haven't made of their country what the black American has made of his. You see, so you
Yeah.
can judge from both sides.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, we like to look at it like, it's them, it's not us. Like, especially in America. And then, we always like to reach back to the history of Africa and all this stuff. But then we tell people outside, oh, you can't talk about us. Like, come on now, they listen to our music. They got our actors. That we even have started to see a lot of British actors over here. Like, they're drawn to our culture and they emulate, especially in London, like a lot of things that we do, right? And you saying, oh well, when it comes to certain things, you can't talk about America. Now they going so far to say a brother who is Black American who's living outside of the states can't talk about shit that's going on here. Man, they can kiss my ass. That's some bullshit, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I feel where you coming from because I don't get on panels too much, and when I get on there, I try to be peaceful. I try to come with a solution, for people. Bro, they don't feel that, bro. I hear little comments and all that. I'm like, y'all like dysfunction. It's what y'all like. Y'all like to talk about solutions, but y'all don't want that. I had somebody tell me, no, let them go, let them argue, let them this. Y'all love that stuff. Let's just be honest. So when a brother who speaks intelligently and who's talking about actual solutions to stuff, that's not really what a lot of
And you
people
know
want
what,
to
El
hear, bro.
Nixon, I would tell you this. I don't even think they talk about solutions. I think they just talk about problems.
Hey,
I
there
don't
you
think
go.
they,
There you
I
go.
don't think they, I don't think they even get that far as far as talking about
Right.
solutions, at all. I mean, they don't. They just talk about problems,
Right.
and yeah, and then that's it. And there is no conversation, no real conversation about solutions. And that's unfortunate.
I
It's a
had to
waste of
call
time, in
that.
my opinion.
I had to call that so-called, I won't say divestors, because people say it ain't all about, not, like black men. It's about options, whatever. But I had to call some people out a couple of days ago. I'm like, y'all talking about all the stuff. I hear y'all say white zaddy this and all that type of stuff. And all y'all homes is filled with black kids. Ain't no mixed kids in your home. You're probably talking to a black man right now. And I said, to keep it 100, some of y'all in the chat talk about black men, but I've seen y'all even holler at married black men. So
Mm,
stop the bullshit.
yeah, it's a
Stop
lot
it.
of cap, L. Nixon. It's a lot of cap, man. We got we got
Come
we got
on,
sisters
man.
that be on that bullshit, but and the brothers be on that same dumb shit too. You know what I mean? It's like like I said before, if Cynthia G was opening her legs to half these dudes, they would suck a fart out her ass. You know what I mean? On
Yeah.
the spot. You know what I'm saying? No dental dam, no nothing. Just what I mean? And it's the same thing with the sisters, man. They can talk all that divesting, swirling, but they keep a black dick up in them. You know what I mean? And and it just is what it is.
We had to keep it 100. We picked some of us that picked the wrong people,
Uh-huh.
and we got bad results. Start from there and fix it. But for brother DeAndre, man, listen, man, I appreciate you when you come around, when you be on panels, man. Like, yo, don't even pay that no mind, man. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
No, no, it's cool. It's cool because you know what I'm saying. It's a you know what I mean. Like I understand the perception of things, right? You know what I mean. Like I'm gonna say this: we as black people hold each other to the highest ridiculous standard that we hold
Facts.
everybody else, right? That's just the thing that we do. That's just the thing. But every culture of people do that to each other, so it's no differences. We're not that far apart from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like racist, you know what racist white people hate more? Like, I know y'all know, but I'm just speaking to the people in the clouds, right? Is they hate whites that don't use their white privilege. Like they can't stand poor whites. Like rich racist whites
Yeah,
can't stand poor racist whites. You know what I mean?
facts.
Like, and if that's not indicative, then there wouldn't be a Candace Owens running around. Like there wouldn't be a Stacey Dash or old other old girl that was up there in Trump's cabinet that got booted out. I forgot her name. Um, you know, what I'm,
Rosa.
so yeah, Amorosa, right? They wouldn't. You had that dude, but you know what? This is the thing that I wanted to get y'all insight on, right? Everybody up here that's talking. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, brother. But happy Father's Day. And I understand the work that you was doing was all for naught. You've been excommunicated from the church. They wasn't trying to hear you.
What's up, she?
What's up going on, she? So, I wanted to bring this up to y'all. I'm gonna share my screen.
Hold
Uh,
up, time out. Hold up, time out.
mhm.
Candace Owens announced Juneteenth.
She denounced it.
All right, so look, all right, sisters. If somebody's not dragging her by her head tomorrow, I'm talking about straight sleeve, pink weave, purple. I don't give a fuck what color it is. If somebody with a pink weave ain't dragging her tomorrow,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like, the part of the problem is that we don't defend ourselves, man.
Hold on,
This
wait a
this this,
minute.
this
Hold on, I gotta
disrespect
put
of
that on screen. I gotta put
the
that on
Yes,
disrespect,
sir.
screen.
the disrespect of ADOS, descendants of American slavery, Foundation Black America, whatever you want to call them. It's out of control.
Yeah,
It's
we
going it's,
leave it
it's
up to
going
Cardi
way
B.
too far.
We
You know
leave
what
it
I
up to
mean?
Cardi B to answer back to her. That's crazy.
No,
Black women
no,
should have been mad about that too. That was very disrespectful. I mean, it wasn't just disrespectful for the black women, but it was disrespectful for the whole black community. But the fact that they got these females who are not even from us representing us, you know what I mean, in political spectrums is disrespectful. You know, one thing I loved about the Juneteenth situation is that 94-year-old sister that's from Galveston. That's
mhm.
our history. You know what I mean? And and she pushed for the holiday. And to me, it's a great holiday to have. It should have happened 100 years ago. If America was civil at all, why wouldn't America celebrate the freedom of slavery? Why wouldn't it? It's the land of the free, right? Home of the brave, right? I'm over in Europe. And they got holidays over bullshit over here. You know what I mean? Over
Yeah,
folktale. You know what I mean? They got holidays and celebrations and festivals over that. We talking about one of the biggest situations ever happened in America. And not only was it a big situation, it was a main event. It wasn't a sideshow. It built the initial wealth for the country, and you had people for slavery for hundreds of years. Why wouldn't you celebrate that? So me, it's a weapon. Dan, we know what I did this morning, right? Let me tell you what I did this morning. We got the call this morning around 6 a.m. our time, 6:30 our time, which is 12:30 a.m. East Coast time. Our phones went off. DD alert. President Biden signs this, whatever, whatever. It's a holiday, and they let you know what situations have to stay open, and that was it. So we found out this morning that we had the day off as federal employees.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the chat room, on Teams, full of white people. Happy Juneteenth. Everybody have a good weekend. I dare a cracker to say something. You know what I mean? I double dare. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know what problem would you have with this? If you're conservative and you're freedom loving, flag waving, land of the free, why wouldn't you celebrate this? But you support Israel's right to autonomy and freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of cap, it's a lot of bullshit. But this is one of the things you can use in regular conversations with white folks and with coons. You know what I mean? Like, why would you be against this? This is a layup. Why would you even be against something like this? This should have been a federal holiday a long time ago. We should have monuments all over America to the people who built the country.
It was a Queen of the South said yes. Jay Sean, 56 years later, they celebrate Bastille Day in France.
Bruh,
yeah.
D-Day is a holiday over here in some parts of the country, in some parts of Europe. There's towns that shut down. And then V-Day, don't get me started on V-Day, what they do over here in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a one war. They have all kinds of celebrations in little towns and commemorations all the time. Why wouldn't we commemorate this? The end of, so-called slavery. And of course, it give me an argument what day that should really be, whether it should be the day of the actual emancipation was signed, whether it should be the end of the war. We can argue, debate that, but I mean, we don't need, it's Jubilee, it's Freedom Day, it's Liberation Day, and it's something America should have had on the books 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But we know what we went through for the 100 years. Why wasn't it on the books 100 years ago? You see what I'm saying? This brings in the real conversation of our legacy and our history in the country. And you can't tell, and this goes back to you, Deandre, you can't tell nobody who comes from that they got to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
I wish a nigga would tell me to be quiet to my face.
Yeah.
I had a fight in a while. I might have to wrap my fucking wrist, but I'm going to knock somebody out just for fun.
Just fun.
Yeah, just give me an excuse.
You know what I wanted to bring up? I wanted to bring this up. Right, is this right here? Is I found this article very interesting, as Cerulean would say. Right, the Proud Boys leader Enrique Toro reportedly selling Black Lives Matter T-shirts to get by.
Every day I'm hustling.
What y'all got? I'm in my head canon about this, but what do y'all have? Like, what do y'all have to say about this?
I'm gonna pass the mic to Cerulean. Well, I wonder what Cerulean got to say about that.
Cerulean?
Is you still there? Or you still having mic problems?
Hey,
Cerulean, if you talking, we can't hear you at all.
Yeah, if you talking, we can't hear you.
Yeah, he might be talking to himself.
Yeah. Nah, he ain't muted. So yeah, he probably haven't.
Yeah, I see him. Yeah, we can't hear him at all.
Yeah. Okay. So
all right, can you send him a message?
Yeah, hold on. Send him a message.
He probably talking some real shit. We can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear anything he's saying.
Yeah, man. But like I say, man, life is business. I mean, business is life. Life is business, man. This is business, family. Get it how you get it, man. Remember Angry Man? He was out there selling ADOS T-shirts and shit. Niggas is out here hustling, man.
It's all cat, baby.
This is why this is America, Jack. We kiss you on the cheek and then have you have your head blown off.
Exactly.
That's American way.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, now you coming in. You was a little. Yeah, we. I know you was over there firing off. And we ain't hear a damn thing. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, you're looking at the dude who, uh, what is he, Puerto Rican?
Oh, you little mumbled there.
So you talking about the Puerto Rican leader of Proud Boys, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
same,
He's
the
I,
same
yeah
no, I think
man
he's
that.
Cuban.
Cuban
Uh,
or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, Cuban. But
yeah, he's
you see
Cuban.
how much shit they gave Castro?
Oh, hey, Cerulli, you might want to leave and come back in, man, because
Yeah, you sound so muffled, man. We can't understand you.
like they
You
got you
sound
in a
like,
duffel bag.
yeah, man. Hey, we gotta go send an APB out, man. My man in trouble. I
Like
mean,
they,
god damn, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
you do
yeah, we
sound like
need to
they got
borrow
yeah.
1,000. I would have sent it to you, Cerulean. Damn, you gotta pay them niggas on time, boy.
No, but yeah, so you come back in so I can get him
Yeah.
back in here. Because I really want to hear what he got to say about it. But before you come back, this is my thing, right? When I read this, do not be surprised, right,
Mhm.
that they're going to link the cap. This is my head. The Capitol riots to the Black Lives Matter because the Black Lives Matter was marching before, right? And the reason why they had relaxed security because of the fallout, because they was over securing the peaceful protest of the Black Lives Matter, and these white supremacists infiltrated with Antifa to get the layout and the scope of the Capitol so they could come back with the when they tried to be nice and not heavy handed so they could run up in there. That's what I think the trick bag is.
Oh my God.
Like, because why would you put this out? Like, why? Like, what message does it serve? Right? Like, why? This is my thinking. Like, this, they already setting everybody up for the okie doke, right? Don't investigate, so we can run our own narrative, like you were saying, right? With the Senate, like what Cerulli was saying. You know what I mean? They don't want to investigate it. Then we gonna give y'all Juneteenth, so y'all shut up, and then we gonna say, well, the Black Lives Matter was infiltrated by they watch it. Why? I'm telling you, man. Why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he says he's no longer a Trump supporter. Randy Davis said,
Yeah, because he ain't in power.
well, they found out he was a snitch.
Oh no, I'm just saying that these dudes don't play, man. He ain't in power no more. So if Trump gets back in office, he's gonna be a Trump supporter again. That's how it
Yeah,
works. I ain't mad at that neither. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I roll. They believe in might is right. So,
yeah,
if you don't have no power, then it's like, I ain't concerned with you. We're gonna go out here and terrorize and bully these congressmen.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, these local, officials. That's what we're gonna do. You know, since we don't have a Republican in power, we're gonna just bully and threaten the lives of states attorneys and and
Run up on him with the strap.
Secretary of States, and you know what I mean, and with those election officials and shit. Even though they're Republicans, we're gonna terrorize them. That's what we're gonna do. You know,
Yeah,
and that's what they out here doing, which is crazy. And no one even talks about it. That should be like the biggest story in the world. You know, that these guys, and remember those 10 people who voted
mhm,
for impeachment in the House?
yeah,
They were
yeah,
getting death threats.
yeah,
How is that okay in the so-called America?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you saw Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was like, "Hey man, I think he was a consequential president, but I got to get off here." That was the day of the insurrection. What happened 2 days later? When you saw that, he was getting mobbed at the airport and he was getting threatened. All of a sudden, he was back on the Trump train. You see what I'm saying? These guys, man, are being threatened by their constituency. So
yeah,
I find it funny how we debate dudes all the time and they get on black people rioting and what is violence going to do. Man, that's what America's built on, Jack. And that's what's
yeah,
going on. They being threatened with violence on the Republican side right now. That's why you see what's going on in Arizona with these bullshit recounts and the laws coming out because they don't play over there.
nah. They trying to stop
Coming
these.
in now.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Sound better, bro. You know what I'm saying? There you go,
Yeah,
Cerulli. They
that was a Bluetooth headset.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
sound
I
better
don't
now.
think you know what I think I've noticed with these little browser things that the Bluetooth headsets don't work too well.
Hey, can
Like
I say something real quick, man? Just because
yeah,
Queen said, a lot of those Republicans, some of them are on code. Actually, what all of them on code, but some are on code voluntarily, and the other ones are not.
mm,
See, mass shootings are not really about killing other people. It's about putting their own people in place.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean?
mm,
That's what violence is about. Like the Italian mafia, their main target was always their people. They were collected from their own people. You know what I mean? They were going to their own shops and you owe us by Friday. You want protection, right? You want protection, right? You know, you know, that's
mm,
that's how it that's how it's done. You get your own group under control. Code is not always voluntary. It's also,
mm-hmm.
is made mandatory, by the leadership of that group. And that's what you're seeing right now in the state. The problem is it's too many groups, on the right. It's too many different groups. There's too many different militias, too many different, you know, ideologies. Some are fascist, some are socialists. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're all white supremacists, and they all believe in white Wakanda. So they unite around that. And but they believe in violence, and you saw that what happened on January 6th. But you would have saw a little bit of that before January 6th, after the election, when they was marching in the streets of DC and stabbing people.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
and
saying? So when I
running
hear these
people
dudes
over in
talk about
California. Was it Virginia? What was that place in Virginia? Y'all ain't
Charlottesville, yeah,
gonna
that was
replace
yeah,
this?
that
Yeah,
was years
Charlottesville.
ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
back when Trump first got in office.
yeah.
But it's been a lot of violence throughout. I learned the other day, in the last 4 years, from 2016 to 2020, the FBI classified as domestic terrorism, killings, 57 of them, right? Classified as domestic terrorism. 47 of them were carried out by white supremacists.
Mm, mm, mm,
47 of 57.
mm,
All
mm.
right. So that's what you're dealing with. And you're not, and that doesn't count what's happening with the police force.
Yeah,
All right. And the race soldiers that's embedded in the police forces in sheriff's departments around the country. So we're
military.
in a real dangerous situation. And I think what a lot of brothers is going through right now is, the probability says it won't happen to me. It's kind of like airplanes. It's one of the safest ways to travel. You know what I'm saying? It only happens to one nigga a week, so chances will happen to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with these brothers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Chances will happen to me. Probably slim to none. So I don't give a fuck about none of that.
yeah, yeah.
When
So
it's a
really,
real threat
yeah. You
and it's
know,
random. Yeah.
yeah. Like and you absolutely right. You know what I'm saying. So really, like you was going on. You was about to go in, bro, but we couldn't hear you. What you got to say about our Cuban guy that identifies uh, as white?
I mean, you've seen all of the shit they gave to Castro.
Hmm.
You've seen it, and but it shows you that even though that they're against Castro, they surely don't mind a Cuban fascist or of another kind leading a white supremacist outfit. Like, and my thing is that this is why I speak so much against like immigration, immigrants.
Hmm.
This is why came over here, right? Got his citizenship, helped mount a fucking coup on January 6th, right? And this is how stupid this Cuban motherfucker is that when all the shit went down, they tried to make him the face of January 6th.
Hmm.
You see? And my problem with that is you take like a Candace Owens, for instance, right? Another one from the Caribbean. Well, technically, it's America because it's American territory, which, but she's
Mm.
out here literally using old, tired, long worn out, long debunked talking points against black people while having suffered like racism herself. But it's because she doesn't see herself or have very high self esteem that she referred to those racist piece of shit who were sons of then Mayor Daniel Malloy as they were also victims, right?
Right. Right.
Threatened their life, but she referred to them as victims. Now, George Floyd, she don't know from fucking 2 fucking cents, and he's the scum of the earth. Though. Never threatened her life though. But niggas don't never learn. Niggas don't ever learn.
It- it-
You notice whenever they come against immigrant Negroes or even just immigrants in general, and it's like they never fucking learn. Just like Negroes,
mhm.
they literally undermine these Negroes and these immigrants whenever they're at their most patriotic level.
That's true. Was it uh like we would remember Sean, Miss Rulin was having these conversations about the Jason Whitlock thing, right? Remember I was saying that Cerulean about how he was using the spring broad off of that whole thing with the Kwame Brown and the rest of them to get his platform back. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, in the limelight, and he did just that. I'm gonna read this excerpt from this article right here. I'm gonna put the article for y'all in the chat so y'all can go read it because sometimes a lot of these articles disappear all of a sudden. It's hard to
How did he
find.
lose his platform? I didn't. I wasn't paying attention.
He was remember he was on Fox Sports, right?
I know. Yeah. So what
And
happened?
and he was being too coonish on Fox Sports.
Mm.
Yeah, because people don't realize like, Fox Sports is more liberal like leaning than ESPN is. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the
Because of the
shows,
personalities they have on. Yeah.
yeah, because you know what I mean. But it's on Fox, right? That's
But I got to
scripted,
push
right?
back on that though. I don't think it's. We got to stop. We got to stop intertwining black
Mhm.
issues with liberalism. All right, that's
Okay,
that shit is
that's
parked
fair.
over there with them because that's where our people vote at. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's not
take,
a
yeah.
liberal issue. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
You
was
know
like
what?
earlier
Yeah,
with Juneteenth. That should be celebrated by conservatives more than anybody because they're supposed to be the most freedom loving, you know, Americans, right?
yeah.
You know, um,
So how will we how like because you know what, I'm glad that you said that, and and thank you for the correction on that because you're right, you're absolutely right. So
yeah. I
how
mean,
will we
people want their
classify
civil
that?
rights, wanting to be treated like human beings, want human rights. That has that does not fit in no political spectrum. That's not a liberal or conservative issue. That's a human rights issue.
Okay,
You
so
know what I mean?
so he was speaking on the human rights. He was anti human rights. For
Pretty
the
much.
yeah,
Yeah. You see what he does to his body, so yeah, it fits.
it
You know,
fits. It was
yeah.
it was anti human rights,
Putting
and
plastic and GMOs and what I mean, grease and everything in there. He don't care.
and here's the crazy part, right? Like we'll get to that in a second, but I'm glad. Thanks, Sean. So we going, I mean, and we should start pushing that, right? It's
Right.
it's a human rights issue. It's not a
Yeah.
liberal. It's not a
If you are
conservative,
if you're
progressive.
a black conservative, you should still be standing up for your people. Why is being a conservative mean you're now only you're against your people? You take the sides of the cops. You against any programs to help your people, even though conservatives got programs helping their people, right?
Hmm.
In rural America. You
Oh,
see what I'm
but wait,
saying?
every Negro conservative, you always hear them have the same spiel, right?
Hmm.
They always use the victimhood narrative. I'm a victim because most black people vote liberal, which they think is synonymous with Democrat, which is not, because the original conservatives were Democrats. Matter of fact, you can look at the history of the conservative movement. It started with the Southern Democracy, which is the old Confederacy, right?
Hmm.
Now, all of them have the same little spiel. I'm hated in my community because I'm a conservative. I'm a target. I'm a free thinker. You know, that's a dog whistle, by the way, and rugged individualism, which is something that they've made synonymous with free thinking. Here's the problem: if you're such a free fucking thinker, why can't you think outside of conservative ideology?
Or the perception thereof, right?
That that means I can't have a white daddy. What are you talking about, Cerulean? I need a white daddy. We leaving the Democrat white daddy for the Republican white daddy. That's how it goes. Grow up, Cerulean.
you know, I,
I need a white daddy.
I was, me just going over these excerpts, just me just reading this one point right here.
Mhm.
This is crazy, right? So this is how they start off this paragraph in this article, right? It's further down in the article. Toro,
Is there a white daddy down there in that article?
yeah,
All right. Okay.
Toro, who was once an FBI informant. See that first sentence right there,
Yeah.
right? Told the newspaper he is taken to peddling progressive wares in a kind of jujitsu strategy to get by. He would not reveal the e-commerce website for those sales, but a journal reported a reporter witnessed an assistant making the Black Lives Matter shirts at Terrell's office in Miami. So he's making counterfeit, but this sounds like someone else. Don't this what? He's making knockoff Black Lives Matter t-shirts?
You hustling, baby, getting that paper.
Yeah,
I ain't
it's
mad
I'm
at him neither.
like I'm not hey,
I ain't
me.
mad at him. You know why I ain't mad at him no more? Cause I'm more rigid now. I'm gonna start being more rigid towards black folk because we gotta start acting like adults. We back in the day. I remember growing up in the '80s in Brooklyn. We knew where everything came from.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm talking about where we bought our picks for our froze, our olive oil from the church. You know where we got my grandmother knew where she got her fabric from. Sisters knew where they got. You know what I mean? Where they got their stuff from. We knew where we got our shit from. You know what I mean? So you should know where you're getting your stuff from. So if you buying knockoff, stuff just because you so fanciful, with the shit, you just buying from whoever, then I'm not mad at a dude hustling because the truth of the matter is you shouldn't be able to hustle anyway. Now I will say this: he probably gonna make his money off some white folk,
Hmm.
on that Black Lives Matter stuff, out there holding the signs and wearing a t-shirt. But black folks shouldn't be. We supposed to know who we buying from.
Hey, look, hey, listen. The funny part is remember when that Trump rally was going down, man? I saw it, man. The news cameras tried to, they was in D.C. when they was doing that thing January 6th before it actually popped off,
Yeah.
and the news camera tried to skim past the black dude on the corner hustling them,
Oh yeah.
them
That's
Trump
my man.
hats.
My man. He was draped in Trump. He was getting paper. That's my
Yeah,
man.
he
That's
was
what I'm
selling
talking
those
about.
things. He want to
That's what I'm
show
talking
it,
about, man.
man.
Look, man, I don't look. That's one thing I love about Chinese people and Japanese people. You'll never catch them in the ism. They're not no liberalism, conservative. They here handling business.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We
they'll
on
yeah.
Chineseism. We on Japaneseism. You know what I mean? That's what we on. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we lost that with black people. Look, the worst argument a conservative can make to me is about the Democratic Party being the party of KKK. We all know the electric gets switched after the Voters' Right Act in the 60s. We all know this. My
Yeah.
question is, though, let's get past that since that don't matter.
Mhm.
What the fuck was the Republicans doing in 1911? 1919, the summer of the Red Summer. What was the Republican Party when we was getting lynched in the 1900s? What were they when the sharecrop was when we was getting ran off our land and losing all our land and vagrancy laws and pygmy laws and change. Where the fuck was the Republican Party for 100 years?
They was there. They was in them
You see what I'm saying?
seats.
So like, this is ignorance. Like, they gotta have a white daddy.
Yeah.
You know,
It has to be.
and if you keep thinking this way, you'll never have power. Look, we know that we have a lot we have to get from them, but it has to be a demand at all times.
Mm. Mhm.
Asians demanded that something is done for Asian hate, no matter how fraudulent it was. Something needs to be done because they in the money game, they're in the business game, and they will organize quickly, and so that should tell you something because they don't have the numbers like we do in most parts of the country, even in the West Coast where most of the biggest Asian populations are. They still outnumbered by Hispanics. That's why
Yes.
that seat
Way
was given to
louder.
Hispanic when Kamala left, not an
Yeah.
Asian. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
But
it
they
was
still
tried.
get concessions because of the business that they handle, and their business is tight all the way down from legit to illegit.
Whoa,
You know,
whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on, hold on. I got something for that. Did you know? I got something for it. Since we here now, right? Cerulean was mentioning this in the back chat, and I remember, we was talking about this too, Sean, when this anti-Asian hate thing was popping off. And there's an article about this, right? Because I like to give smoke to everybody, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm an equal opportunity smoke giver, right? Um, I like to give smoke. Just my smoke is a little bit more refined because I'm petty with it. You know what I'm saying? And I live in my petty. I wallow in it. I'm just a petty motherfucking person. So, the viral images shown people of color as anti-Asian perpetrators that misses the big picture, right? So Cerulean was talking about. Remember, they was trying to get all the black people involved in the anti-Asian hate solidarity thing, and black people wouldn't jump on the bandwagon like with the LGBTQ community and the Jesse Smollett thing.
mhm.
Um, and then they tried to say black people were homophobic because we didn't support them. And then, the Asian people said we was, and then they tried to run with the narrative. While news reports and social media have perpetrated the idea that anti-Asian violence is committed mostly by people of color, a new analysis showed majority of the attackers are white. That's all I'm going to say, Reed. I'm just going to drop this in the chat. You know what I'm saying, for everybody. But this is bringing another point, right,
Mhm.
Sean? Is that things are changing because there was a follow up article to this. I dropped that in the chat of this, right? This is, of this right here. Trump caused a massive Asian exodus, immigrant exodus, right? And what I mean by that is that remember I was talking about earlier in the year how I was reporting this thing about the in New York, right? They
Yeah.
said that Asian unemployment went up by 400%,
Hmm.
right? Um, but the problem is that it was hard for Asians to get unemployment because 90% of them, well, 80% of them are unemployed by Asians, but they're employed by nefarious means. That means the Asians aren't paying taxes, right? So unemployment comes off of you paying state taxes and federal taxes,
Yeah.
right? So if you're not paying taxes, how you going to draw off the money because Mr. Lou's restaurant closed down, but he's Uncle Lou? You get what I'm saying?
I
And you
got
came on a student visa because you're not of the age of being so Asians in the U.S. share reasons they are now looking for opportunities abroad. After Trump was elected president, Keith, Taiwanese American artist, started thinking he might never be perceived as American enough despite his U.S. passport. Living in the country for nearly 2 decades, the English being his first language, he endured several racist incidents, including verbal harassment and anti Asian slurs, and soon began contempt what
Oh,
life would look like elsewhere.
why is he acting like a victim?
There's that. Hold
That's all.
on.
That's all I hear from every. You know, it's so funny.
I triggered Cerulli. Go get him. Go get him. You got it.
So it's like every time black folk address and redress our grievances that we have in our fucking country, I always get accused of playing victim, using having a victim mentality or a victimhood narrative. But that's all you ever fucking hear from whites, immigrants, and everyone else.
Yep.
What the fucking whites fucking sitting there crying about? You will not replace us. Stop acting like a fucking victim.
All you gotta do is fuck. I mean,
See, that's all
what's
you hear
stopping white
from
boys from coming out babies?
every just about every fucking immigrant group got the same goddamn origin story. They came here with nothing.
Mhm.
They came here with $2 in their pocket. You know, if they're South American like the Mexicans, they came here with they walked across the border with homemade shoes, a fucking sack of fucking beans, and a fucking half dead fucking donkey.
My bad. I ain't even laugh at
If there's some
that.
Asian
Oh,
have their
God.
own fucking hair to survive. That's all victim. That's all victimhood shit. It's like the fucking trauma Olympics with these motherfuckers.
Yep.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, Cerulean. Hold on. Can I make a public service announcement before you continue the roasting? Um, I cannot be racist towards Asians because my kids are Asian. All right, go ahead, Cerulean. Continue.
Now that's just petty right there. That's just petty.
My bad.
Kids
I
like
you
some
know.
fucking black.
Did you say? Oh, okay. All right. My bad. Yeah, my kids are black, but I live in Asia. I've been living here for damn near 18 years. I don't know what I'm talking about. People say I just know too much. I just act like I know so much. Even though
It's crazy.
yeah. But go ahead, Sabrina. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm just in my
But
petty bag today.
they all have the same origin story, and the origin story is one of victimhood. Talk to a fucking Mexican. Just talk to a if you're in New York, talk to one of the fucking Mexicans that's fucking rolling the fucking hot dog stands around, or the portable taco wagon. He gonna tell you he came here with nothing. All he
As he's
had was
supposed to.
two beans, and his donkey was half dead. He had to cut himself with the dry up bean to let the donkey suckle his blood just so it can walk a few more miles.
My question, Cerulean, is what are they supposed to have though? Like if you come to America, what are you supposed to have? You know what I mean? Like you supposed to come here and someone is supposed to give you 100,000 to start. Yeah, I mean you come to the fact that you're in America is a come up. All right, when you go around the world and you see how some of these, that's what black people. I need black people to do. I need black people to travel. When you go to some of these countries and you see how some of these people live,
But
and then
hold on. If you remember, there was a black girl that was just in Bali, right? Over there balling out of control in Bali,
mhm.
and you had the fucking locals of
Oh yeah,
Bali
hmm
coming at her fucking throat
yeah,
because they feel disenfranchised by her coming to their country with more than what they have.
right.
But isn't it funny when the shoe on the other foot, a dirty foot fucking Indonesian can fucking recognize the same shit out of a black person that's not even immigrating, that's just visiting,
Right.
that we recognize in Indonesian immigrants, Asian immigrants. And
Yeah.
we're not supposed to have a problem with the shit, but it's okay for them to have their little victimhood problem.
Right. That's why I supported, Trump's policies. See, I'm not caught up in isms. I'm not caught up in liberalism, conservatisms. I care about what benefits my people. All right. So I agree with Trump's immigration policy. That's probably the only thing I agree with him on.
Even
You know
the
what I mean?
even the even the Asian, it don't matter what Asian you talk to. It could be a Vietnamese, a Korean, you know, it could be a fucking Hmong or Laos, Thai. Why is it that all of them have to eat their own hair?
Not
They
eat
either
their
have to
own
eat
hair.
their own, they have to eat their own hair, or they have to sell their hair to get by.
Yeah.
Now check this out. Now check this out. Right. Here's the funny part. Right. Okay. Um, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Right. I'm gonna read this. Because I mean, like Cerulean brought this up, and Sean and we done had these talks in the back chat. What I'm saying. But during the 1960s and 1970s, Asian immigration to the U.S. surged. Many came for job opportunities, higher education, and to make a better life for their children, and they often became naturalized citizens. But today, many Asian Americans, most of them of East Asian descent, are moving back to Asia, citing better job opportunities abroad and their desire to experience life in Asia, as well as anti Asian racism and other social problems at home, while it's trending that began before COVID-19. The United States mishandling of the pandemic and the ability to work remotely gave young people more motivation to do so. Compared to COVID-19 concerns and personal factors, the visibility of anti Asian hate and violence came much slower. And then this is old girl right here. This is a girl they have here for Clara Park, a rising junior in Yale University. The pandemic and the switch to virtual learning spurred her decision to a gap year and move to South Korea. Now she's a junior in Yale University. You know what I'm saying? This is what she got, but guess what? She's working as an extra in a drama. How much money is it to go to Yale University?
Shit.
It's
40 to 50
six
grand a year.
figures a year.
Easy.
Right? So I thought she went back to Korea to be a nurse or something, right? No, she's in a drama because she's Americanized, right? You see that? So she's in a drama. So she went back. Now she works as a production intern on Times and a time travel drama, right? But her responsibilities extend beyond her job. As the only person in her immediate family and career, she has added duty to act as a representative to the extended family gatherings such as birthdays or traditional grave visits. After more than 6 months there, she's reconsidering her postgraduate plans before and didn't think she could plant roots in Korea due to the language barriers. Wait a minute, she Korean? She can't speak Korean? Oh.
She gonna fucking come out of Yale with all that debt, and next thing you know, she gonna go into victimhood mode and talk about how she had to sell her hair to pay for school.
No, Cerulean. She's in America. She's going to be working at the massage parlor.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, no, she back in Korea. She's a production intern. Cerulean. What does that
Okay. They got
mean?
massage parlors over there too.
No. Cerulean.
A
What does
production
that mean?
intern. Interns don't get paid.
So what is she really doing if she's the only family representative? She's Uncle Lou's little side piece.
Jeez. It's 75 a year, Joe? God damn.
She don't speak Korean, right? So she gotta, and she's the only one there. So why is she cerulean? If
Oh,
if
she's
it's
back in
70,
Korea and she don't speak Korean?
Yeah, it's a language barrier. She don't speak Korean like that because she speaks Korean, but Sean, there's a
Oh, she's
difference
probably an
between.
English teacher then.
No, no, no. She's the no, no. Look. She's the production assistant, right? So
Hmm.
she's the intern. So that means is she went to Yale. She looked like a little something because she
Look,
came from America, right?
look,
Because she.
she is the onset booty call for the director, the
Mm,
executive producer. That's what that is.
and her family sent her back because
Oh
think about it
man.
like this: she's in Yale. They spent $75,000 a year for her to go to Yale. Right now, she probably didn't pay all that because she probably got a whole bunch of triple minority status stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know, right?
All right,
And
hey man, get that Stargate off the screen, man.
yeah, you know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Hey
you
man,
gonna you
listen,
gonna turn this
man.
into a cisbim channel? Get off the
Yeah,
screen.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just showing this. Don't this look like a feed to children? Um, like one of them UNICEF like photos that they took of her. Like if I didn't read the article, if you look at this, this is the drive white guilt. It's not for us.
Yeah.
This is the drive. Oh, poor Ling Ling has to leave.
And that's what I was saying. Like these white boys already been doing what these brothers been talking about. They go over there and save them Asian chicks all the time, and bring them
Safe,
back,
bring
and
back.
wife them, and bring them back to the states. And then after 10 years, 15 years, they divorce the white man, take half his retirement. You know,
And
I've met them.
basically, she wouldn't be a Stargate. She would be what they call the Tory E Gate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I just wanted to put this up here. But a
One of
lot of
those red
these,
gates in Japan, by the way, for
yeah,
those of you who
Your numbers about to go up, Deandre. You keep this up. Your numbers about to shoot up, man.
oh man, look, man, I was
I
listen.
found I found another cisbim channel.
Wrong. They gon' but what I want to what I like to point out is look at these pictures, right? Like
Hmm.
she's acting like Korea is a third world country, right? North Korea is, but she's trying to act like South Korea is a third world country. Your family could afford $75,000 on
Damn.
average tuition. You was a junior in Yale, and you didn't want to do distance learning no more. Y'all study. So basically, she was going to college to do what? Hot girl summer.
Yeah.
Get because she wanted to get all her
She's supposed
hoeing
to
out
get
the
one of these
way.
zaddies over here and shut it down.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And because she couldn't prance around campus
Hmm.
and get that A for effort, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She decided that I need to go to Korea,
Some of the
right?
look, man. These are some of the sneakiest hoes in the
Hey
game.
man,
Yeah, in the
yeah,
game. That's how I know a lot of these brothers don't know shit. Because if you don't work in the workforce and you don't work around different races of people, you don't know shit. These motherfuckers
man.
these are the monkeys branching. They just cool and quiet, and you know what I mean, and real timid acting. But these are some of the biggest sluts in the office.
Hmm. Man, listen, man, I don't like to point out people, but I'm gonna point them out. Man, them Filipinos, boy, listen, Cardi B ain't got it. Like she talking about what she doing. The Filipinos got the game on lock when it come to that, boy. You know what I'm saying? They be running these white dudes
Filipinos,
pockets,
you see them playing the extra long game. Oh
man.
yeah, they be getting these young sailors and marines into these, at least a 10-year marriage, and then bam,
Yep,
Yep.
all the time,
look how far they were.
all the
Hey,
time, man.
hey, what's old dude, man, from 90 Day Fiance? Always
Oh
messing with
yeah.
them Filipino chicks. Al, he was up there taking a shower with that rat that was.
And yeah, what's his name?
Big
Big
Al.
Al.
Yeah,
Then he got another one, right? And they
uh,
say he's such a jerk. He cheated on me. I say no, actually, Big Al doing it how you supposed to do it. Like
yeah.
that's how you supposed to do it.
Hey, you know it, Queen. Queen is absolutely right. Sex
You
trafficking.
got like, and that's the level of thirst. Like when I look at Big Al, I look at like like incel Negro. You go leave the comfort of a first world reality that your ancestors helped build to go lay on a motherfucking gym mat under a leaking ass tin roof
Mm.
just to get some ain't just to get some dirty foot ass cheeks in
Man,
a country that smells like ass cheeks.
it's like ass cheeks. Here's the other one, right? Here's the other one.
We started on India, nigga. How many times you been on the motherfucking on the east, like the
Oh my
eastern,
god.
or not even the, or the Eastern Atlantic
Oh,
tour,
bro, man, look.
Eastern Atlantic tour, nigga, and yo ass hit India, Chennai, Calcutta,
Oh man,
nigga.
that
The smell of curried ass chicks be in your clothes.
man. Listen,
Them
I'm
Indian
going.
spices ain't no joke, man.
No, no, Sean, you been to India, bro?
No, I don't think I want to.
No, bro. Listen, okay, um, bro. Okay, whatever you smelt, times that by a million, my dude. Like the
No, I
first
mean, but
three
I met a lot of
days.
Indians in the States, man, and
No, 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 no. The ones in the states, oh man, they smell like they got on right guard compared to the ones in India.
jeez, I don't want to go over there. Then. I'm good.
No, so
And
what you got to,
don't go shaking they fucking hand either.
Oh no,
yeah,
don't touch me, man.
the,
Yeah. Social
the
Let's put
distance.
it like this. There's another reason why COVID had a massive resurgence in India of all
Yeah, it
places.
was terrible, man. I was talking about that last night on
yeah.
I guess who panel? I was on Max panel last night.
Who
No, not the Max panel night. This morning for me,
who
Max. I
who's
was
that?
going around last night. This
Who's
morning,
Max?
uh, Overdrive.
Him
Yeah,
that shall
yeah.
not be named. Okay, all right,
I
go ahead.
got you. Yeah. So I was going around different panels and chat rooms, right? And I was just saying Happy Juneteenth to everybody, just on a hum. And my little horns came out, and I said, Happy Juneteenth. He stopped this whole goddamn live stream. Jay Sean in the chat room. I'm like, oh yeah. I thought I was canceled. Then I came up on the panel and shit.
No, Nick, stop. No, Nick, stop.
Yeah,
No, Nick.
yeah, still on the channel. Yeah. I was like, yeah, man. I was looking at that shit, what Deandre did to you, man. There's nothing else to say, Yeah. He tried to start a fight with me, man. I'm like, yeah, man, we passed that shit, man. I ain't
Oh,
gonna,
he's trying to start a fight with you, man.
look, man, I ain't beef with nobody, man.
Hold on, man.
Happy
Hold on.
Juneteenth, my brother. Goddamn.
When did that happen, nigga? I gotta
Happy
remember.
Juneteenth, man. Happy
Happy
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Yeah, I don't even remember what. No, what actually? You know what, Sean? To be honest with you, it's been almost a year from the day from the Inquisition that
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
he, of
went to
course he would
everybody's
remember.
panel. Whoever was live this
Yeah,
morning when I got up, it was around
yeah.
8:30, 9 o'clock my time. Whoever was live, I just went to their chat room and said Happy Juneteenth. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I didn't know it was gonna turn, So I was like, but I'm gonna if you call me, I'm gonna come up. I ain't got no beef. You know what I mean? There's nothing to beef about.
Hey
It is what it
man,
is.
you know what? You know what? Oh man, that now Sean, come on, man, Sean, are you doing this on purpose? Because you know me.
Doing what?
Come
I
on.
was happy
Did you,
Juneteenth. You know what I mean? Goddamn.
Sean, you know me. You know, no, I ain't. You
You
know
not
what?
listening to me. Queen, you listening to me in the chat room? What's up, sis? Happy Juneteenth, sisters. Because he ain't listening to me. He ain't really listening to me.
Listen,
Happy
listen,
Juneteenth, y'all. Happy
look,
Juneteenth, Joe W. You know what I mean?
look.
Goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? Listen,
Yeah.
you already know. All right, no, we gonna let that one ride. But you were saying where you was at. Go ahead.
We was talking about, that stuff came up. We was talking about what's going around the world. And I was just, making a point, man. A lot of brothers in this bubble, like you remember niggas was talking about, our special street conservative was, panel something. As soon as the election's over, no more COVID. It's still COVID. We're still running rampant after election. And then cats kept talking about how COVID was used to get Trump out of office. And I'm like, well, the election was like 5 months ago. Why are they stacking bodies
Wow,
in India?
man, these
They,
niggas love the reach, don't they?
I
You,
mean, yeah,
you,
they stacking bodies right now in India. What the fuck's that got to do with the election? So
Well,
everybody else
you
is
know,
shutting down their
India
government,
don't
shutting down the
look.
economy just to get Trump out of office.
Well, you know,
I mean,
India
what the
don't
fuck?
believe in. You know, India don't believe in hand sanitizer.
hey, hey,
They
Nothing.
the
They want to wash up in the
sanitation.
Yellow River or whatever river that
You're
shit is
right.
called.
no, 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 no,
It's
no.
sacred cow piss.
There you
Yeah.
go. No,
This
there's an
young ass,
article
remember
on
they
that.
cover themselves in. I mean, look, I'm cool, man, on that. Y'all can keep that trip.
No, 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 Sean. No, I did the show, bro, and they was trying to tell them, right,
Uh-huh.
that you should not be putting cow piss and bathing in cow dung to keep COVID away.
Yeah, I know. I
Right.
saw it. That's what I'm saying. I seen enough. I don't need
Yeah.
to go to India. I'm not going there. I wanted to go to see the Taj Mahal. I think I'll do it next lifetime. I'm good.
Hey, you know what? Here's the funny part. Me and my father-in-law was watching. We was watching this. We was watching this, and when they start spiking in February, right? Because I think they got the holiday in February, and they had some
Yeah.
elections going on, right?
And people, if y'all listen to what we're talking about, go on YouTube right now and look in, COVID, in India. Y'all see and just search the last, I don't know, 6 months or a year in the filter. You see what we talking about? This shit was nuts. They were burning people in like, junkyards and shit, stacking bodies up and burn them in the middle of the day.
Yeah. I'm like, actually, they was throwing some of the bodies in the river so the alligators could eat them, and they was trying to bring in the snapping turtles to dispose of the bodies in the
Mm.
river. But I saw that. But when it first kicked off, guess what? Well, me and my father-in-law was watching it, right? Because he's watching the stocks stuff, right? He's watching the stock market and he's watching the news, and he said, "Oh, I need to get on the phone with my broker." I was like, "What you going?" I was like, "What you talking about?" He was like, "This major thing in India, right, is going to affect the vaccines because they're going to have a shortage. Watch this." And then what I didn't know, because they said it on the news, and right after he said that, I'm looking at this on the news, right, and the Indian news are yelling about what is Camilla Harris doing for India. She's part of us. When the U.S. was saying that they need the raw materials to make the vaccine, we India came to the forefront and gave it to them. I say no, the U.S. paid y'all niggas. There was a business transaction, right? Like y'all got paid, right? I'm saying it to myself.
All she's going to do is help. Look, we need. There's an issue in America right now. I was just watching a report yesterday on MSNBC and on Fox. They reported this. Um, you know, um, we having a problem with our population numbers are dipping. Okay, the
Hmm.
reason why they want the Asians to come in the country, especially from India and other places, because we have a brain drain right now,
Yep.
especially in white society. White society is not performing the way these niggas think they're performing. All right, they're not producing the mathematicians, the engineers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not.
Hmm.
They're just not producing them. Like that's why you always see,
Accountants.
one of these Sikhs or one of these Indians being CEOs in one of their companies. They might not own a tech company, but they're the CEO of it because there's a, you know what I mean? There's a, the drug culture, sex culture. There's a lady that used to come on Fox called Helen something. She talked about how feminism is destroying, the boys. The boys are effeminate. They have no confidence. So this is what's going on in white America. In case I didn't know. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then when you add, fentanyl and opioids and, like I said, the drug culture, they're
Hmm.
suffering right now. You know what I mean? And that's why they're acting out because all they have is Barack Obama's the realest thing Barack Obama ever said is when he was running for office and that audio came out when he was in San Francisco and he was talking about how, once they don't have anything, they cling to the religion and their guns,
Yep.
right? And white supremacy and white nationalism is their religion, all right? And they cling to their guns, and that's all they know.
Hmm.
And so what they're going to do is they're going to allow a few 100,000 of the best or the smartest into the country. They're not going to help India out. Fuck India. We just want what we need to stay on top. You know what I'm saying, to run our companies and stuff like that. And they refuse to dip down into Black America and really use the resources that you have there for other reasons. So that's what's going on, and that's America in a nutshell. And that's what she's there for. She's going to help that. She's going to help, facilitate that, and whatever families and they want the community. So yeah, you have to bring some middle class, lower middle class, or poor Indians in the country too, so they can build their little communities. But that's it. They're not bringing a million of them over. They're going to bring a few 100,000 over to help our economy, to help our businesses. You know what I mean? To
Hmm.
help, to fill all the open doctor positions that we have right now. We're hurting in America. in a lot of different areas. Because there's been a brain drain, and because of populations numbers dipping, and because now everybody wants to get money on fucking Bitcoin, you know, and
It's over.
they want to run to a casino, and it get rich the quick way. No one, we're leaving, you know, um, foundational industries that we need, in hospitalities, medicine, engineering. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're suffering in those areas, and we're not really producing. The white boys are not really coming out of Yale and all them like that. They're coming out of, out of schools because they pay for them, but they're not really like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not. You know what I mean? They're not the quickest and the top guys. There's a lot of moves we can make right now. Black people had their shit together if we really got on our shit, because we're in the belly of the beast. We are tied to America. We're intertwined and we embedded in America. You know what I mean? What I mean by America, it's system. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
we
We're
are
attached
America.
to it. You know what I mean? So, like for instance, go back to the Asian thing. We don't need the Republicans to be mean to them or Trump to be mean to them. If you wanted them to leave the country, all we had to do was stop going to their businesses because we're the ones that keep them in the country.
Yeah,
We the ones that keep them in business. We the ones going to their nail shops, hair stores, and all their restaurants. And you know what I mean? We the ones that earn their economy. So all we had to do was pull away from them completely, and they would have to leave anyway. They have nothing else here, and we can start our own restaurants. So we have opportunities in America. The problem with black people is that we have an inferiority complex. We really do.
yeah,
And I
and
mean, me and Art talked about this on his channel on a late night
mhm,
one time. It was just me and him talking, and and he was talking whether it's fear, and for a long time, yeah, I was calling niggas scared, but I think it's deeper than that. I
yeah.
think black people, a lot of us, I'm just talking in general, not me specifically
But
or
just,
you.
but
I'm just
no,
saying
no,
in
just
general,
yeah.
black people as a whole,
Well, actually,
rank and
well,
file, we have an inferiority complex. We don't see ourselves running shit. You know what I
Mm,
mean? We just
I
don't
mean,
see it. We're
mm,
comfortable with everybody else coming in, setting up businesses and running shit. And that's
mm.
not normal.
You
but if
know,
you
but
look at
what?
inferiority as a complex, you're looking at the thing that triggers inferiority is fear.
Mm,
I know that. I understand that, but I think that's a deeper level of mental side. You know what I mean? I think we got to really take in consideration, Suri, and what we're dealing with. When we talking about our people, when we try to push them, that we
hmm.
sometimes like remember that argument we had in the back chat with the person that can't be named, and they was like, man, fuck Jordan, fuck Oprah, and all that. Then a bunch of coons, they're
Yeah.
not my people. And I said, nah, all black people are people, coons, bed wenches, bed bucks alike, because that's part of our condition, right? That's what that plantation produced. It produced a lot of different mindsets, and I think a lot with us is an inferior. I didn't see it because a lot of it is shrouded by machismo. You know what I mean?
Mm,
People, acting like they something they not. Niggas sitting up here, acting
Yeah.
like they're bosses. You know what I'm talking about? Just faking. You know what I mean? A lot of showing out. That's part of our culture.
Oh,
So
you
it
mean
looks like
like with
we're
like
confident.
new used cars and stuff? Yeah.
Exactly. Brand new used cars and shit. Faking the funk.
oh,
And that's part of our culture. So it looks like we're confident, but
you
we're
know
not
what?
really confident because we're not in the mindset of running shit.
And now
Everybody
that
wants to run their own shit.
you know what, and now that you said that, Sean, I'm glad that y'all said that, and because the audience has supported us, because I don't ask for much, I don't have a cash app yet,
Mhm.
they don't have cash app in Asia, you know what I'm saying, only in Europe, only in England and in the States is cash app. I'm gonna get my PayPal link straight because I mean, I've made this thing, and I'm gonna tell everybody why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. But because y'all gave us the likes on the stream, I gotta give y'all something to thank y'all. Right? You'll like this, Sean. Cerulean already know what's coming.
Turner, 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 Turner.
Oh, yeah,
All
niggas.
right.
Y'all
So, oh no, man, we more than petty. There's more shit. But look, so
Now, I just want to say this though.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
It's like Cerulean. The reason I'm saying this, Cerulean, is because you're right, brother. This, like the way you said it earlier, was the correct way of saying it. It's our country. When you was talking about the immigrants, our country.
Yeah.
America was built on. There's no America without. We are America. You understand me? We have nowhere else to go. I mean, like an individual can go somewhere. Deandre can go somewhere as an individual. I can stay my ass in Germany as an individual. But we're talking about 15 million black men that are ADOS. Another 16 to 17, maybe 18 million black women who are ADOS. The rest are a mixture or straight from Africa or Caribbean, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the ones who are direct descendants of slaves, that's tens of millions of us. We
Yeah.
got nowhere to go. Most of our people are going to be stuck in the belly of this beast. So if we don't organize or change our mindset in America, and that's simple twitch. It's your shit. It's your shit. No one, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers be ready to fight over a goddamn YouTube channel. It's my goddamn YouTube channel. My panel, nigga. Yeah. You don't feel that way about your country? You let
Yeah.
anybody come in your country, disrespect you, overtake you, get more benefits from your country. You pay taxes in your country, and they get benefits that you don't get. They just gave millions of dollars to Asians. You a fucking sucker. Not saying anything about that. You pay taxes. You know what I mean? So it's like you a taxpayer, your mama pay taxes, your grandmother pay taxes, and then we suffered on top of all of that. So you a sucker if you're not getting the kickbacks like everybody else is. You're a fucking sucker. It's your shit. And if you have that mentality, that's how I act, man. When I'm at work, man, I'm working in DC and I'm dealing with people who've not from my, who are new to the country and they still got the accent and all that. I talk to them like it's my house.
That's how you supposed to do, man.
Yeah, we in meetings and shit. It's my house. You from Vietnam, right? Okay, listen how it goes here. All right? And that's it. I don't let like come to my house talking to me any kind of way.
Yeah.
Now, we've been in that shit 400, 500 years, man. That's how you supposed to act.
Yeah, it's and that's what I've been saying this for a while. We've been always talking about this between us and our members that what I'm saying, that's a part of the family, our inner circle and stuff like that. Um, um, is that once black people, what I realized is that black people, if I listen to all of the speeches from Martin, Malcolm, all the leaders, Baldwin, all of these leaders that used to speak so eloquently, the sisters, the brothers on both sides. You know what they said? They would always talk about being American, their rightful place in America, being American, right?
Yeah.
After the civil rights movement, we lost that fight because we're not fighting for our rightful place of something that we built. We're fighting for rugged individualism. Somebody want to be on the Morris temple. Someone want to be screaming, "Read, nigga," on a soapbox in the middle of fucking Central Park, or someone want to, be a part of the Black Caucus, or they want to
Power
be,
Ranger suit on this shit.
Hebrew Israelite to the third power of, of whatever it is. But like you said,
Reading
this
from
is
a book that was created by the Pesos family. Go ahead, though.
exactly like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like you said, like and I'm glad that you said that this is not a liberal or conservative issue. This is a human rights issue. It's your rightful place because you built this country. Your ancestors built this country. It's yours, so you should take it.
You have a birthright.
And you know
Period.
what? I'm gonna say this, Sean. I don't know for how y'all felt about it, but I'm gonna just be honest. I didn't feel American until I left the
You left
country and I
America,
had and I had a passport.
Yeah, I know
Like
what
I
you mean.
had a passport. I didn't feel like I was American until
Yeah.
when I was in Europe and they told me you Americans think the same. Like I was like, I thought I'm
Right.
different than a white dude, but I'm not. Like I'm just, you know what I mean? We think the same. And
They
you know
say
what
the same thing in Africa. They call us, they say we white because the way we
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
The way we are, and you know what I said, and I was talking to a French person. I was talking to a French Navy guy, and I said, "Well, at least I don't salute with my palm facing up because I ain't lose shit." It's like, and he
I'm
got
gonna tell you the
pissed.
funniest thing I did, man. Y'all gonna love this shit. I was in a meeting and there was a Cambodian dude and a Vietnamese dude in the meeting, and then if for some reason in the meeting they just started talking, in they tongue. And I was like, and I had to like, it was like 8 of us at the table, and some of us are looking at each other, and they were talking about the subject matter, and I'm like, hey guys, can you say it in a way we can understand it, please? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have no problem doing it. I'm not against other groups of people, man. I'm really not. But when it comes to this American shit, no, we're Americans, boss. You know what I mean? We are Americans. You know what I mean? Period. Yeah, and that's the end of it. Now we can be universal. We can be out in different parts of the world like anybody else. Me, my daughter would tell you, she was out on a spring break in 2019 up in Berlin with my homegirl who works at the State Department. And I went to go pick her up. And on the way back, we was taking the train back. We ran into three white boys that were Americans. They were going a different direction. They were going to Prague. We was on the same platform. We going west. They were going east. And white boys ain't moving to Prague, but they out in the world. They're gonna go out there, get a bed bath, focus on Eastern European women, and come back and run their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or they'll set up shop somewhere else. You know what I mean? But that comes with a whole nother thing. Everybody can't do that. There's no country taking in 100,000 or 1 million people from nowhere.
No.
Even America. You
No.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I had a conversation with a brother on the panel recently. I think he's out in Shanghai. I can't remember his name. Swim champ, something like that. And you're like, yeah, man, y'all can do anything you want. Y'all can all come out here to Shanghai. I said, bro, you out there, there's a few hundred y'all out there max. If 10,000 niggas showed up to compete in Shanghai, there's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Your ass is gone.
They're not going
boy.
to just let you in their
Nah.
economy 10,000 deep, 100,000 deep. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah.
It's fanciful.
You know what, Sean? Me and Saru, we was talking about this yesterday. What I was talking about.
And the whole fleet pull in at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole fleet pulling at once, all them hard legs
He
and
talking
cock
about
blocking.
businessmen and all. I'm like, man, you get the fuck out of here.
But you know what's gonna happen, like it happens in these spaces, like in those spaces, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. You can't get two dudes on the panel with one female on the panel without them beating on their chest or trying to cock block. You know what I'm saying? You done went out there
That's what I
on.
told you, man. If Cynthia G open her legs,
It's a
they're gonna
wrap.
suck a fart out her ass.
It's a wrap,
Quick.
man. Like
Without,
people,
it ain't gonna drop nothing. It's gonna be clean.
it's
No
gonna be
mess.
clean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No mess. Nothing.
listen. Right? In the words of the Field Marshal Cluster B, when she say that you over here pandering for cyber pussy and pandering for penis, like it's gotta be something.
Yeah.
You gotta look a certain way when you run a full channel pandering for penis and no one's trying to simp for you or come at you.
Right.
If you're listening to Clouds and you think that's a shot, yeah, I said it.
Damn. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm getting to the point, because y'all brothers have did the good work and I've been a little bit nice. You know what I mean? I'm working on my Tucker Carlson shit. So I've been a little bit nice with a lot of stuff that I've been doing. You know what I mean? As far as, dealing with folk. But this
Damn,
been
what y'all
brewing
you
for a
talking
long
about,
time.
man? So I need a visual.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a visual nigga. I need,
Jordy LaForge. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The masculine Magaline, with the woman with the issue of blood.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
funny.
I you know what I'm saying, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Jordan
Yeah.
LaForge.
They smack when they talking and they wear a hijab. Do I need to go into
Oh my
details? Like,
god.
yeah, I'm
Niggas ain't
about
shit.
to. I'm listen, man. I'm tired and I'm about to smoke. Like, I don't care no more because at the end of the day,
Well, shit, smoke then, nigga. We ain't holding
you
you
know what I'm
up. Go ahead,
saying?
smoke. Do
Like,
that.
you know what I mean? Like, because it's a rant. Like, niggas can get up. Because I was
Yeah.
quiet for a long time, but I'm just going to point out the deficiencies in the processes, right?
Right.
Just like women don't like simps, men don't like what they call a mammy or pandering ass motherfucking penis driven women because that shows your desperation. Have some decency and some fucking decorum. That's
Or
why you
do it the
see.
right way. Just hit niggas behind the scenes. They'll get you dick.
Yeah. I'm like,
They'll
if
get
you
dick.
listen,
Just email
you
them. He'll get you dick.
you got chicks, got niggas driving 8 hours in one direction
Damn.
for prepaid pussy that they ain't gotta give them.
I never.
I'm like, you got niggas flying out the country building whole like what is that shit like house rehab and shit. They doing hut rehab for Wilma Flintstone in another country. You know what I'm saying? And you are riding around here. You know what I'm saying? How is it when I look up? There's a you know what I mean. Listen, there should not be a listen. I'm a dude. I understand. I'm a dude. I should not be able to be able as a dude kind of be in a female subject matter and do better numbers than a female. You know what I'm saying? And that speaks to the loyalty of whatever's going on. And that's what I'm saying. I'm done with it. I'm done with that
Oh, I
motherfucking
mean,
fuckery, man. Like
you know how they,
it is what it
all
is.
she got to do to fix that is just, show some side boob, get an accent, and you back in the game, baby.
Yo, oh, you know what? I found this thing, right? I've been seeing this thing. Have y'all been seeing this? I've been seeing this thing that's been on YouTube about the AI voice thing, where it's like really good. Like you didn't even know it was an AI thing. Like you type it up, voice thing, and they got like different accents. They got men and women and stuff like that. You know what? I might do it, man. I got Reverend Pimp Greasy. I might have to get another alter ego, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I might have to do that. You know what?
Nigga said
Yeah.
Forge. That's
You,
crazy.
you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Here we go. Nika.
Got it.
Hold on,
She got the S curl
Nika.
too.
You, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I got some diabolical stuff, man. Look, I'm surrounded by all these. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what those dudes was doing. What was those dudes? That show that Donovan Sharp was on.
Fresh and
Uh,
fit.
Fresh and Fit. What I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is I'm gonna do what Sir Kevin, Saint Kevin was doing. Right. I'm gonna get me one of them little linglings, have a little dressed up with her titties hanging out and shit. Right. And have her sitting down and we just gonna have a conversation and having them roast these dudes for being simps.
I thought that, they was out there getting top notch women. You
Nah.
saw they had them two ratchets in there recently.
Yeah.
I saw the clip. I was like, oh my god! I thought they was out there with better women. You know what I mean? What the hell they doing with these ratchets?
But you know, like
It's funny how dudes be dealing with the same women. You know?
say, but because I'm like, man, because men like hoes, man.
Yeah.
it's like hoes. But we like them clean. I'm
Right.
like the ones that got
Oh yeah, ain't not
standards.
like a clean ratchet. No doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
Yeah, but
But you,
yeah.
but you know, it's the.
But was it clean?
I
How do we
don't.
know?
You know, you
How
know.
do we know? Yeah, yeah.
Look. I saw something. I saw something that was in. We was chopping up, and there was this white chick that said that she only take baths or showers every 6 days.
Ugh, that's a Stargate, man. Leave them Stargates alone. You know it's all
Hey
fake.
man, look, I'm giving all the smoke, man. Like I'm
It's a
giving the smoke.
Stargate, man. You gotta leave them
I'm giving the
Stargates
smoke,
alone. Leave them Stargates out of this. All
man. I'm
right.
giving the smoke, man.
You don't want
Listen,
that kind of smoke. Man.
man, ain't nothing. Hey, listen, ain't nothing musty than a French bitch.
All right, you going too far now. You going too far now. You ruining dreams, nigga. You going
All
too
right, I'm
far.
gonna stop.
All
I'm
right.
gonna stop, man. They
All
over
right.
there about to jump
You
out the
going too
window,
far.
man.
Yeah, niggas about to come see you.
They about to come see me, right?
Yeah, you better get flagged and all that, man.
You know what? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. But you know what I'm saying? They can't say I'm lying because they can't say I'm lying. 'Cause
Nigga,
I've
these
been
niggas in fantasy where they can say what they want.
you know what? That's true. That's
These
true.
niggas are not
That's true.
reality, nigga. This is
Yeah,
Willy
I'm
Wonka
using
land out here, nigga. This is
I'm using
the
too much
Chronicles of
common sense.
Narnia, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Look, we
Shit,
done divulged into the fuckery real quick. You see
this
that? We
bitch
can
can
get
have
in
this bitch can have goat legs, nigga, and she's still gonna be a Stargate.
there.
Oh shit.
What I want, but what I want to know is right. I'm just talking to the brothers up here, and salute to the sisters in the chat. You know what I'm saying, Brandy Davis and Neek and Queen of the South, saying Happy Father's Day to us. You know what I'm saying. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because this is we talked about Juneteenth and we talked about Father's Day, a little bit. We just touched on it, but I noticed when I researched it, right? Because I'm gonna keep using that word research, because whether y'all love me or hate me, y'all gonna learn the word research. Not what I've learned, what I've researched. We gonna up niggas' vocabulary by hella high water. But what I've researched is that Father's Day isn't just about, if you're the father, but fatherhood. And what that means is there's a lot of men that are walking around here that stepped into the role of being a father, not actually being a biological father. They're older brothers that have raised their siblings and they're considered a
Oh,
father
he's a simp.
figure.
Yeah, he should never raise his brother. Mm-mm.
You know what I'm
He's a
saying?
simp. Yeah.
Ex- exactly. You know what I'm saying? There's uncles, there's cousins, there's what I mean, men, but when we like Cerulean said this a while ago, right? Cerulean, if you recall this, where you say that the children were raised by the community,
Yeah,
you
That's all
know,
communities.
and the reason why I kind of went off on a little tangent there and kind of start punching the walls is because you know you know, I've seen too many times that these so-called leaders and these dudes screaming about fatherhood and what about these boys, these young boys, but yet I've seen and witnessed them embarrass their sons on live streams.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not setting a good example for themselves. And I'm not going to be a hypocritical because I have not acted with the highest seat of decorum when
Let me
in
tell
the
you why
face
that's
of
happening. Let me
niggatry.
tell you what's happening with that.
Hmm.
This was happening. They still talking to these teenage and damn near grown boys like they 4 years old. You know, you could talk to a 4 year old and tell them anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could just, tell them the sky is yellow, and they're like, no, it's blue, it's yellow. Okay, Dad, it's yellow. I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, but these niggas be playing, like I'm saying, they're delusional in their own minds. I understand that these young men, but now teenagers in the world, seeing what other fathers are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And seeing what other kids are getting from their fathers, whether they're white or black. All right. And, I don't care what you say. It's not about having more money than the next person. But my point is, and always be the point, if you 40 years old and you got children
Mm.
and you don't have a house,
Mm.
I'm not saying you got to have a house at 40. If you're 40 and you just don't want to own shit, that's fine. But if you have children, not a, children,
Mm.
human beings, nigga, that came from your nutsack. If you got children,
Mm.
that's part of everything you're supposed to be doing is supposed to be for building for them and building some type of wealth. That way you can have something to borrow against if you need to. You can pass something down because you can't pass down, like I said before, a YouTube name and password. Okay?
So hold
Can't
on,
do it.
Sean. No, Sean. Now hold on. Now wait a minute. Remember, YouTube is taking 27% tax off the top if you don't fill out your tax
And I
forms,
know they're
right?
not giving no goddamn. I never heard of YouTube giving no healthcare plans neither.
Hold
So
on.
my point is,
We got to
who's
say pension. Char Willie gonna pop out the chat.
now before we get to that, but who's
You
paying
know what I'm
for the
saying?
healthcare? Is the
You
baby
know what I'm
mama?
saying?
Is the
Yeah,
baby
man.
mama's job paying for the healthcare? I'm just got questions.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just got questions. It's a simple question.
exactly.
I mean, when they fucking, need a cast or something, who's
Hmm.
whipping out the card? Who's whipping out the health
Exactly.
card? Who got the health card? You know what I mean? When
Facts.
they go to the hospital, under who insurance are they on? Because I didn't know YouTube carried insurance and shit. I didn't know you got correct me if I'm wrong. They got healthcare insurance plans out there, and for
Hmm.
Google, let me know.
Hmm.
These are the things you're
Exactly.
supposed to have in place for your children. And if you don't have it, you work towards it.
Exactly.
Die if you have to, but you provide that for your children. All right?
Hmm.
You don't sit out here fronting in front of the world, acting like 1994.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that we got niggas out here, rightfully saying, there's a lot of women that don't deserve to be you know, don't deserve to be, wished on Mother's Day on Mother's Day. That's true because you got a bunch of ancient mothers out here, but you got some ancient fathers out here too. All
Yeah.
right, and they're gonna be doing the same bullshit those females be doing come this Sunday, wanting their flowers, wanting a pat on the back.
Hmm.
When you ain't did nothing to the baseline requirements. We talk about America. Let's talk about ADOS for a second, man. Descendants of slaves. I put black and white
Right.
videos on my channel. There's a bunch of them on YouTube. Niggas out here with saws building their houses with their fucking hands. All you gotta do is get to a way to get to some money where you can get you enough to get you a loan. And Barbito and Julio and Hector will build your house for you.
Uh, but let me ask you a
I
question,
mean, we're not
Sean.
even in the time where you gotta build your own shit.
Well, let me ask you a question, Sean. Shit, I'm like, I be watching them, me, Sean, with that tiny house shit. You be showing them baller houses. You know how I feel, man. If I'm
Oh,
paying over a
exactly.
hundred
Yeah,
thousand
that's not.
dollars,
I'm aspirational, nigga.
no, no, man, I'm cool with that. But if I'm paying
You
over
be
a hundred
hating, man. You
thousand
be telling me
dollars,
that I'm crazy and shit. But go ahead.
no, no, no. I'm saying if I'm paying $100,000, I don't want to see nobody. Like I want to drive down the road, take a right, and drive 15 minutes to get to your house.
All right, but my
Like
question is this: can
that's
you
just
really
me.
just get a townhouse though? How
No,
hard is
man,
it
I've been
to get
living
a
in those,
townhouse
man. Man,
in
it's it.
America?
Look, Sean, look, Sean. I'm from Baltimore. It wasn't nothing but townhouses, man. I got
I'm just
PTSD with
saying,
niggas
man.
being
Like,
too close.
how you on the internet? You can live anywhere you want. You can move to the
Yeah,
cheapest place in America and still handle your business, and the money will be the same. And you don't. That's what I'm saying, man. Look, that's not something to play with, man. I feel sorry for some of these boys out here who got
yeah,
parents, whether they females or males, who put bullshit before them, before their
yeah.
own children, whether it's
That's true.
sex, material shit, whatever it is, just to sit out here in front on the internet to feel like you something you fucking not, you will never be, ever.
Hmm.
It's over. You fucking 42, 44, 45, 50, nigga. It's over. Get on some grown man shit. Own something. Your aspirations are supposed to be different, especially if you got children in the world. Now, for all my dudes that don't have children, you get a little, reprieve because because you still have that freedom. But once you have that responsibility in the world, you know what I mean. To me, I can't even look at you as a serious man. You know what I mean. You're just not serious to me.
Exactly.
And it needs to be the first niggas out here talking about our boys. You don't give a fuck about the black boys. You know what I mean. You don't
Hmm.
want to take care of the boys of single mothers. You shit on them. If the boys go out here and make a mistake at 8, 9, 10 years, 11 years old, you shit on them. You know what I mean? You don't give them a second chance. And then, and then come to find out you're not even doing what you need to do for your own fucking boys.
Exactly. I'm like, you're absolutely right. Um, far as is that, and that's what I'm saying is like, salute to all of the fathers that do right. Enjoy your Father's Day. Enjoy the men that step into and looked at as a father and takes the role of the father, right? What I'm saying, you just like to tip my glass to you. Enjoy the gifts that you get, the funny looking ties, the little drawings that your children drew for you. My kid, when I got him, I still got my son's drawings of every Father's Day that he gave me. I got them sitting on my wall because, those are my treasures, my youngest son and the oldest ones and stuff like that. I'm a grandfather now, and I got two grandkids. So, and my son, me and my wife had a conversation, and she said, "Hey, I know it's Father's Day, but we moved away." And I said, "No, go down there, so go down there and support his son because this is his first Father's Day as a father, right?" And she was like, "Oh," I said, "No, because I want him to understand he ain't moving back in."
Wow.
It's a wrap. Listen, I said I even gave him my old TV so he can have his own little man cave in his crib. Because right now my grandson, the big screen television is consumed with Elmo's World. You know what I mean? So he's already seeing the sacrifices that he has to make. You know what I'm saying? And I say, welcome to the club, homeboy. And me and Saru was having a conversation. I was telling about me and my wife's conversation, and I said, um, the youngest is going to be 17 come November. That's a year left, right? He gonna be 18. That means he's officially grown, but he's not grown yet. But
Hmm.
that means that I got two oldest children that are married in their own houses with children. I have a soon to be 17-year-old, which is I feel sorry for him because this whole thing just messed up his whole childhood. Like, that maturation to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. You got to think about it. That's four generations right there, damn it, right? That's going to go through that. Like, you got your sophomore, you know what I mean. So this COVID has messed up their developmentation into society, but he's holding on like a champ. I would say I can say that, yeah, maybe I can tap myself on the back as being a good parent, but I got a good, like, low maintenance child that, you know what I mean, that's not giving me problems. Like my son, he's right now, he's with his brother right now visiting his friends. They 3 states over. I can have my kid jump on a train since he was younger, but he said, Dad, I'm going to go visit my friends and I'm going to go stay at my brother's house. I said, well, you already know what the rules are, so I'm not going to over explain myself. So what is it? He said, don't embarrass the household, don't bring drama to the household, and carry myself like a man at all times. Cool. There you go. That's all I ask of you. And he jumped himself on the train. Now, what you didn't hear me say, Sean,
Hmm.
is I gave him money to get on the train. You know why? Because he got a job. That's it.
Oh, there you go.
I'm teaching him, you know what I mean, you work, you you prioritize things, but you will be a man soon. And you should have no fear about going places, but still be respectful when you go to those places. So I'm not letting him get those things. And this is just something with myself, is that now when I'm getting to that point, I'm a grandfather, right? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And now it's a whole different set of fucking eyes, you know what I'm saying? And it's looking at, the next generation and having those conversations with my sons where they like, Dad, I didn't understand, but now I understand. But
Yeah,
I don't want to kind of do it your way. I want to do it this way. I said, that's your kid. I
yeah,
can only give you suggestions, man. Like, nobody could tell me what to do with y'all. I take a suggestion, but they couldn't tell me what to do if they want. I said, listen, this is how you should carry it. And he said, what's that? I said, those are your children, right? Barred that you're not harming them or being whatever. No one should be able to tell you what you should do in your household. And if anybody other than a suggestion wants to tell you what to do in your household, as long as you ain't putting endangerment in your kids, then they need to come and take care of these kids. If not, they
yeah.
need to shut the
You
fuck
pay
up.
for something. Yeah,
You
you
know,
need to pay for something.
they need to pay for. I don't care if they
Something.
pay for something. You know what? You know what I'm saying? I said as a father, you know what I mean. People, I hear a lot of these complaining about how these women they won't. I'm paying child support. She won't let me see kids. And what I'm saying, and that's not my forte because I never went through that. So I would relinquish that to Sean, because if you need some type of
Oh, you know my
advice,
answer, man.
yeah,
But you paying child support and you ain't being able to see your kid using a sucker position, dog. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drag her ass up and down the courthouse. I'm going to see my kid. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah, we gonna
but
go to war.
but
Fucking with me, I'll take the kid from you. But so my whole thing with that is don't cry about it if you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
there you go, right? And we see that I've ran across you, even L Nixon was up here. He's in the same similar situation, Sean, right? He got his kids and stuff like that. Every brother that I've ran into that's in the space of this sector of YouTube, not in that manosphere space, but just
Hold
overall,
up, L. Nixon, he went against the Ghnocracy and won too.
yeah, yeah,
Damn,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
he ain't. They ain't following him though. I got you. Okay,
yeah, see, there you go, right?
got
So
you. All
when
right.
I've seen that, right, it's results. And even certain people I don't agree with a whole lot what Bernard Riley says, but he has his child. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the
And we
things.
rock some of the biggest chumps and suckers in the space, man. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't, I
I
don't,
don't
I
get
don't
that.
get his
I don't know.
talking
I don't have nothing
points. I
personally
don't.
against Bernard,
Yeah,
man, but
yeah, but
he does. He rocks with a lot of suckers on his shit, man. And here's the
it's
thing about this conservative shit too, man.
right.
It's lean towards conservatism because it's really just cooning. It's
Mm.
just a new wave of cooning. It's like the bonnets. The bonnets, that's just wave caps back in the 80s. You know, I mean, not wave caps, the
Yeah,
shower
he was
caps. You know,
talking about
it's
that
just the
too.
evolution of
The
shower
bonnets.
caps. Yeah, none of this shit's new. Nigga shit is nigga shit. 2021, 1921, no matter. Right?
It was that shit,
Yeah,
Jerry
nigga
curls.
shit is nigga shit. So, you know, I just don't understand, how, you're for black boys, you for black men, but you for rugged individualism. See, if you cared about black boys, you would want to collectivize the men, start building businesses with each other, start creating a code of conduct so the boys could grow up in that. You know what I'm saying? They have something to grow up into. That's if you cared about the boys. Then you can have something they can hire into. They can have internships and summer jobs and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that we would do in Big Brother programs. I'm sponsoring a young man named right
But
now named
here's the
Jeremiah.
problem,
So
Jay. But here's the problem, Jay.
Hmm?
A lot of the niggas that's like the leaders of this conservatism bullshit are a bunch of old ass niggas that's trying to give these young dudes the wrong information so they don't have a chance to be great. No, they want them to go through the same trials, tribulations, and hardships that they went through.
mhm,
Hmm.
See, the idea of advancing society, advancing race, is to do the things that is necessary so that the next generation don't have to go through the same shit. Why? Because every impedance that you remove allows the next group to advance that much further.
exactly, exactly. You're not plowing the road.
But see, this is how I know a lot of people never really listen to me, even on my own channel. I've been saying it. The more problems you solve, the more powerful you become
Hmm.
as a people, even all the way down to a community, to an individual.
They want to do some
The-
shit that no other group of men have done. You know what I mean? There's no group out here
Hmm.
rocking like that in the world.
Man,
There's
Yeah.
cooperation on every level from every group. The analogy I use all the time, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm.
Cerulean, ain't these Chinese people still showing up in goddamn trailers and containers and shit
Yep.
man,
around the world? You know what I mean? They move forced labor and cheap labor around the world as they see fit. And they do it for a specific reason, not because it's not poor people in Black America or in Africa that they can use. No, because it's about command and control. When they come into a city or a country, they create their own little corner, their own little town. You know what I mean? Their own little Chinatown or whatever it is, right? And they put their language, and that's how they protect themselves. So the businessmen are attached to the poorest Chinese men, right? They don't overlook them and say, well, they poor, they made bad choices in life, and no, it's no. Look, if you're in a capitalist society, which is most of the world, there's going to be winners and losers. It's going to be rich people and poor people. That's just the way it goes. But everybody, when you saw what happened at January 6th, that was a combination of middle class, rich. There was even some rich people out there wilding out.
Oh
People who
yeah.
have businesses and stuff, all the way down to Bubba and them. They were out there, you know, and that's
Yep.
how they move. There's no group that moves at one class level and that's it. No, or move as individuals and that's it. No, when Chinese businessmen, there could be a rich Chinese businessman coming to Africa, he's still coming with the back of his country behind him, and
Yep.
the back end of his banks, and the backing of his labor force, and the backing of his engineers, and you know what I mean. They don't need nothing from you. They just need the land, and you can get the fuck out the way.
Yep. And
And they
that's
use their
and yeah.
people and they use their resources, and that's how they rock out. And we the only ones that say I had these stupid ass arguments and debates online in front of everybody. And feel good about it too. Feel good about dissing your own people, separating yourself
Hmm.
from your own group, and that's supposed to be empowering. No, nigga, you a whore.
There
That's
you
what you
go.
are. You a whore. 'Cause that's what whores do. They whores want to be free. They don't care about how their parents look or how they disrespect their own family. They just want to do what they want to do. Come play with this pussy, nigga. And that's what you want. You want somebody to come play with your pussy. You want
Oh,
somebody to come save you. Another group to
Well,
come
what did
save
he
you.
say?
A woman from another group to come save you. I mean, this is ridiculous talk to me. It's nothing empowering about it. I'm not even saying you can't even deal with women in other groups. I'm saying that you do that shit as a man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's why I like Deandre. Deandre's a nigga in Japan.
yeah,
You know what I
real.
mean? He ain't walking around with like he Goku and all that. He's Baltimore in Japan. He's Baltimore East.
Yeah,
He's who
hey
he
man.
is. You know what I mean? Like so
Baltimore Far East.
exactly, man. Like so being who you are and being from your group and being of your culture and being who you are and making people respect that, that's where your power comes from. When I'm over here talking to these German nationals and doing work, they dealing with a black man from America. I represent well. I don't put my fucking head down. What I tell you to do? No, that's not what we
I'll,
told you.
I'll tell you this: if the reception that the esteemed Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, the reception that he got in India, didn't tell you something.
Oh yeah. And why the brothers ain't celebrating him? By the way, Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because he's leading the white man's military.
No, I'm just saying like this how far that's how stupid. This is what I'm saying. The isms. He was appointed by Biden, a Democrat. Dude, this is a
Mm-hmm.
career general, a career soldier, caught up in the isms.
Hold on, but mind you, it was a majority Republican Senate before those 3 seats were vacant that actually elected him, though, right?
Yeah,
Or confirmed him, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the last
Okay.
one that I forgot his name. The crazy dude, Ensign, whatever his name is, the old dude that he chaired it before he gave it over to oh, I got their faces in my head. Um, it was the last hearing he chaired before Schumer took over the Senate. You're right. It was a Republican, committee that got him through, and he needed a
Okay.
waiver.
Oh, and by the way, for those derelict Negroes that don't know, Lloyd Austin actually identifies as a black conservative.
He's a conservative. That's the culture
Mm-hmm.
of the military, especially in the officer corps.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, any of those guys, no, 8 times, at least 8 times out of 10, those officers identify as conservative,
Well, military in general is very conservative. Yeah.
especially in the officer corps. Because we got non-commissioned, listed, and we got commissioned.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Once you get that commission, there's like a zero tolerance kind
Yeah,
of
they more
policy.
autocratic.
Yeah.
They have more of an autocratic mindset, which leans conservative. These are not some flaming liberals, man.
They're far from it, man. Military policy. Matter of fact, if the military say you can't do it, or if the military doesn't say that you can do it, you can't do it. That's how you
Yeah.
got to
And
fall.
matter of fact, I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
want to cut you off, DeAndre. My memory serves me correct. Even under Democrat presidents, they still select, conservative generals for posts and
Yep.
conservative Secretary of Defenses. Gates was kept on by Obama for 2 years. That was a Republican. Then he put a Democrat in there, and then he came back and put in who that Nebraska senator, the Republican. Oh my God, I got his name in my head. I'm having a brain cramp. I'm bad with names, but he was a Republican. He put him in for 2 years,
Mm.
and Bill Clinton put a Republican in. The defense. You know why? Because the autocratic mindset fits the Defense Department more, you know what I mean, than anything else. And even when they do have Democrats there, they're usually conservative Democrats. There's no flaming liberals running the military.
No, it's not.
Period.
And
Or the CIA.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the CIA. Like, what I'm saying, as we, what I'm saying, y'all give before we go into the last end of this, because what I'm saying, the producers in the chat, the producers there, what I'm saying, Charles in the chat, the producer, what I'm saying,
Chuck Hagel. That's his name. I'm sorry. I
Hagel?
was I was thinking hard on it. Chuck Hagel was the senator from Nebraska, that the Republican senator that Obama appointed to Secretary of Defense. I'm sorry, I had to get that out because that shit was gonna bother me all night.
Yeah. So just just the quick announcements real quick. So Char tonight on Just Ask Char's advice channel, she's doing the stream. So for the ladies that were in the chat, because we kind of being all manly over here with men stuff and whatever, but she, she's, she does an open panel, but it's a panel ran by women we support. Um, so go head over there, Char. Go ahead and drop the times. And matter of fact, I have the times here, so let me bring them up on screen. Uh, Let me bring these up on screen real quick. Pull that down. Damn it. So I'm gonna bring these up. I'm not going to run the drop because you know what I'm saying. When I be in these rants, we might say something that said that we don't want to get our associates that run a clean platform. We don't want to have YouTube God smite them down accordingly. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, go check Char's channel out, y'all. Go check her channel out. Most definitely check her channel out. It's tonight. If y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying. So go check her channel out. Let me pull this up here. If I can find it. Nope, that's not it. I got it. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me see. Yep. So just ask Char later on tonight. Char, could you go ahead and drop the time in there because I gotta redo these. That's the channel. That's the channel link right there. Lady Char's going to be up there with her co-host, Classic Ruby, and usually our esteemed Lady Vonda joins the panel if she's available. And it's an open panel, and they have something to discuss. Get there early, get there on time, because Char don't play. You got 2 hours and 30 minutes, and she's shutting it down. Then you just gonna have to come back the week after next. So, with that being said, I'll relinquish the floor to you, gentlemen, to give you closing thoughts. You know what I'm saying, on this Father's Day, Juneteenth weekend that's going down. Because I respect these gentlemen so much, and I respect all of y'all so much. But there's gonna be some changes on this channel, and that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So if you like it, if you support me and you're on for the ride, you'll understand where I'm coming from. If you don't, well, there's the door. Somebody else will be in your place. So, so you gentlemen have the floor.
I go first. Look, man, happy Juneteenth. And remember, this life shit is business, man. So handle it. And that's all I got to say, man. Happy Father's Day to all our real fathers. And fathers who are putting their kids first and took that duty seriously, and they put it before anything else. And being good examples for their kids, real examples for their kids. And teaching them right. And that's all I got to say, man. Happy Father's Day to all my real brothers out here holding it down. And and have a safe weekend. Shit. Is everybody there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I was just muted, so we didn't want no background noise, nothing. While you was giving your
Oh yeah, I
spiel.
was done. I'm done.
Oh, my bad. I forgot I was muted.
I can't was rude, man.
Is it?
I would say gratitude to Steve Drake for having me on another great panel. Salute to you two, Steam Brothers. Happy Father's Day to you two, Steam Brothers.
Oh yeah, you too,
Uh,
brother. You too. You know what I'm saying? Patriarch. You know what I'm saying?
man, happy Father's Day to all of my brothers out there. to the mothers, I want you to take your boys out for ice cream because that is going to be tomorrow's group of fathers. So treat your boys to a pre-Father's Day ice cream. Even if it's an ice cream sandwich. Niggas love sandwiches, right? But
It was it.
well, it's been real. Um, Salute to the nation. Long live the black nobility, Yabba Noblesse.
Salute to you, brothers. Man, we about to wrap up, but since you up here, you didn't get to say a few words because I know you was in and out, brother. You got any final words that you like to drop, man? And you know what I'm saying, and also drop the link to your channel, man, so we can support you and stuff like that.
All right, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I was in and out, man, because I had a couple of calls, but I'm always push what I always talk about on my channel. You know, building your family. If you want to be single, and you still need money. Get life insurance. Take care of yourself. Push generational wealth. Don't push debt.
I'm with that. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got if any of the mods, if y'all got She's channel link, you know what I'm saying, y'all can drop it in there because the brother he's doing an uphill climb. The two brothers had that burden before you, she to try to right the ship over there in those spaces. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So we salute you, man. We got your back, bro. We know that you're trying to do God's work over there. You know what I'm saying? So we salute you, man. Don't get deterred from the mission of trying to hold some accountability. Um, what you're doing. Don't let them deter you, man. They just want it. They don't, you know how children is, man. When you punish them and hold them accountable.
Yep, I know, man.
sorry, sorry, I got to reference grown men as children, but I'm like, that's how they acting. I'm just gonna call it how I see it. You know, they, man. So, I appreciate you, brothers, man. I appreciate all of y'all coming through. I appreciate the audience. The brother Michael Carter show, man. Appreciate the support. Neek, RVSOP Yerb, Char, the producer, just ask Char, the producer. Make sure you the link to the channel is in the chat. This is the time that it's going to go down. Do not be late. Uh, you know what I'm saying? No one's going to beg you to be great, but we will hold you accountable. Salute to every last one of y'all. Thank you very much. And good night and enjoy your Juneteenth and enjoy your Father's Day, fathers.